Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm loosely, ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wonder why? Come and vibe with the blue. I'm 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. As usual. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this bad at board games. Whole world clueless, selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. That's what up. Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd without fear. Got the homie Carter presents.
What was that?
Building.
We're not gonna skip past that. What the hell?
No, you check for the win. You come.
Are you about to punt the game? Where are you looking right now?
I am. I had to knock it out of the park, Carter. You don't understand. Sometimes you just gotta knock that motherfucker out. Anyway, we are here. Man, this is the 141st Blerd Cave. Man, we got a lot to talk about. Motherfuckers and got crazy. Actually, some people got crazier. And there's just, there's a lot. There's a lot happening. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Be like, are you ready? Are you ready? It's actually one of my favorite parts of the jingle from Kamen Rider Build. Love that shit. Anyway, man, look. Can we let's see.
What?
I don't know. Someone asked a question I generally don't understand. Anyway, point of the matter is we got a lot to talk about. It's craziness. It's happening. There's a thing. It's Let's jump all the way into this shit because we could. I don't know. Usually when we have these moments where I think like, oh, we don't really have a lot to talk about. We can get through this. We can get through stuff relatively quick. Shit just starts popping off.
Oh, let me just real quick because I saw this in the comments on the last cave. Mm-hmm. Let me warn everybody right now. If I see anybody in that chat, Nick D has already started, and I'm this close to banning him.
What?
If I see anybody giving props to the fucking 49ers while this show is live, you're getting banned.
Damn.
Get the 49ers the fuck up out of here. No.
Damn. But you live in California.
What the fuck does that mean? I lived in Memphis and was a fan of the Cowboys. Excuse me? The Titans will forever be the Houston Oilers. Get out of my face. But no, I don't want to hear anything about the fucking 49ers. You will get banned.
Okay. That's fair. Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Moving along. So let's jump into, let's get into the first thing. Let's get into the first things first.
Yeah.
So, man, our I don't know, what do we call him? What do we call Ezra Miller on this show?
You have what you call it.
Ezra Choke-a-Bitch Miller.
There you go. I've always called him the figure skater just because of how his Flash runs in the Justice League film.
That's true. See, I also sometimes, not affectionately, refer to him as Kevin from We Need to Talk About Kevin. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Oh, is that when he was like creepy as fuck over his mom or something?
Yeah, it was like he was the kid that they had that was like he basically was like a fucking serial killer. Yeah. Yeah, he was a fucking serial killer damn near. He was like he literally just was like fucking with the parents, but the dad didn't. Dad was like, nah, he's perfect. He's great. There's nothing wrong with him. And the mom's like, this motherfucker crazy. I should know. He came out of me. And then the kid ended up like taking a bow and arrow to school and like shoot. Like, first off, you know you're a crazy motherfucker when you do a school shooting with a bow and arrow. You need your ass whipped.
I mean, when I first saw that movie, I got vibes of that old movie with when Macaulay Culkin was evil.
Oh, The Good Son.
There you go.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. It was basically The Good Son. Only instead of it being like another kid that's realizing this motherfucker crazy, it's the motherfucker's own mom. But yeah. Anyway, Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller. We're gonna be talking about him. We're also be talking about Evangeline Lilly. And some other crazy, weird shenanigans and bullshit. Now, first things before we do that though, real quick, I do want to say because we do, I did notice I took stock of this. We did get a super chat. Like I don't see what the time stamp on it was, but it was well.
It was probably
before.
some 2-3 in the day.
It was probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But for this was Gokhan Shuri's baby's father with the $2 super chat said, "What choke a bitch Miller do this time?"
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh yes, we have questions.
Yeah, Ezra the figure skater, aka Christy Yamaguchi.
Oh my god. Yep. Extra with the 18 months Blerd Club Silver. We appreciate you, Pep. Said peace and blessings, Blerd Co. Let's go. And we also got Extra also coming through with $20. $20 super chat says, "Oh yeah, positive energy for this gender reveal tonight for my first grandchild.
Hey,
teen boy. Hey, well,
there you go.
Look. I just want to give you fair warning. Don't do what I did when we had the gender reveal party for my daughter, because when it happened, they had cameras on me when I was opening the package to see, because they had me open it like it was a Christmas present.
Okay.
And you had the color clothes to coincide with the gender of the child. And there was a conversation my wife and I had earlier that day, and I felt like she was giving me a hint that we were going to have a boy. And then, so I'm thinking like, oh, okay, all right, cool. She gave me a hint. And of course, as I've said multiple times, you guys know, spoiler alert, we had a daughter. But when I opened up the package and I was looking at I saw, like, well, first off, 2 things happened. When I opened the package up, it wasn't readily obvious to me what it was supposed to tell me, because for one, it's my first gender reveal, anything. I wasn't familiar with the practice. But the clothes kind of almost looked gender ambiguous. And then when I realized that it was I finally realized there was some pink somewhere in there, it kind of gave me the idea, and I just kind of looked at it, and my reaction wasn't like, oh, or oh my god, or my reaction was like, oh. And everyone just kind of gave me like weird dirty looks because I wasn't like over the moon or anything. But yeah,
hello,
so
darkness, my old friend.
That's basically that was kind of what happened, but it wasn't because I was like sad that we were having a girl. I really didn't care what gender the child was. It's just that me and my wife have been talking about like, oh, we really wanted a boy. We really wanted a boy because at the time we already had a girl. But it was really one of those. It was really just one of those deals where I was just like, I was more baffled and confused than anything else, because I was just like, because the whole time I wasn't thinking like, oh man, it's a girl. It was more like, why the fuck did my wife say what she said to me this morning then? That was what my response was, just that I didn't say it out loud. Anyway, we got was it Quote the Raven? Quote the Raven L with a $4.99 super chat says, "Nerds." There you go. I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to remember that reference. Oh man, that movie's wild problematic if you go back and watch it now. It's like, oh shit, man, Revenge of the Nerds is, whew, it's a motherfucker. Anyway, and
of course, you. No, I'm still on you with the daughter. It's like, all right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let me see.
Yeah, pretty much. That was it. I was just like honestly, it was pretty sad. It was actually very fucking sad. Like, I've seen the video and I feel really bad about it because it makes me look like a terrible father. But it's like, no, it's like I'm thinking about.
It makes you, yeah. That was my whole point. It makes you look like a great dad because you're thinking about. See, I thought I could sit down now. I thought my job was just YouTube now, but now I got to clock back in. So I'm gonna have to shoot several niggas that come near my door.
Hey,
that's
look,
what that was.
Already.
You just thought about the bodies that's about to pile up of dudes that come near your baby.
Oh, yeah.
I should put you in the. This is Minority Report. I should put you in the hole. Premeditated.
Look, I'm just like, well, just like so what you're saying is I'm gonna have to be like Tom Cruise.
Man,
hold up.
Let me see. Wait. Because I'm already looking at. Let me see. I'm trying to do what Tom Cruise be doing in those movies.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to roll this beautiful bean footage. I see at least 6 motherfuckers you done killed by the time she is 15. Yeah, see, look.
Oh yeah, no. They all had to go. Look at them pull Samuel Jackson like, yes, I hope they die, and I hope they burn in hell. Anyway, let's lighten the mood up because I want to thank Gabriel Knight for this 1999 super chat. So happy Saturday, giving my support to Ernie and Carter. Let's get those likes up, everybody. Thank you. Let's get them up. Do it like Daniel Bryan, man, or Bryan Danielson is his name now. Just put them up. Do them like that. We also got Trey Johnson with the 9 months. Blerd Club Diamond, my guy. Thank you for that, by the way. Let's see here. Also, I hear it is. I got it. I almost clicked on the wrong thing. It says, also, with the $10 super chat, so let's get to church, gentlemen. Glad to be alive and here in the cave with y'all. Be well. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Hope you are well. Hope all has been good, brother. LJ Brown with 15 months. Blerd Club Silver said, Blerd on his purple top, Prince plus Future vibes. Hey, look, I'm out here, man. I'm out here. Just saying. Y'all know, purple. Purple is color of royalty.
Why Future though?
I mean,
is it because Star-Lord, or is he talking about like the rapper? Because I don't want you to start running around here calling yourself Blerd Hendrix or some shit.
Blerd, oh God,
like, bro, I can no longer claim you. Okay,
look, man, I'm just saying, I'm out here. Okay, I'm out here.
Yeah.
Speaking of out here, Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Man,
this boy. First, he out here choking motherfuckers. He out here choking his fans. Mm-hmm. Taking him to the, and I gotta admit, honestly, it is he did assault one of his fans. Let's just go ahead and get this out here in the open. Yeah. However, and I love how he just refuses to address it, but it was the softest choke I think I've ever seen anyone actually like receive. Like it was just like he just kind of gracefully carried him to the ground with a choke. Like it was just like. It was like, honestly, I kind of feel like the girl was surprised. It's the only reason she
were you trying to sound like Kingpin just then? Dude, funny enough, I was working last night and the police officer were doing those try not to laugh challenges. Mm. And in the challenge was the fucking Kingpin scene, and I lost my fucking marbles.
Because it just sounds so disgusting and just so not. It doesn't sound like Kingpin. It doesn't sound like Kingpin at all. It's just like, you hear like, what the fuck is this? Like, who in, like, because they sat in a booth. And the guy's like, all right, hey, can you give me I need you to sound like you've just lost all control and you're gonna fall. Yeah, sure. Here, how about? Yeah, that's good. That's good. First take, man. All right, let's get out of here. Who's buying lunch?
Right,
basically what happened.
Ezra Miller, he likes to choke the female fans and not speak on it.
Yes.
Okay. And now we can add him as an Avenger, apparently. He doesn't want to be in the Justice League anymore. He wants to be an Avenger. You want to give a little bit more insight on that there, Mr. Hendricks.
So Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Recently, I think this was when did he put this up? This was about a day ago, actually. About roughly 24 hours ago. Mm-hmm. On his Instagram, and it's not the only post that he has on his Instagram as of late that's alluding to his thoughts about this, but
Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller says, you know what? He's like, I don't like my fans because they get too close. I want to choke them.
Oh, wow.
But you know who else I hate more than them? The Ku Klux Klan. Actually, that might, honestly, this whole event has made me revisit that whole choke a bitch Miller deal. Because now I got questions. Now I'm starting to wonder if maybe the woman that he choked.
Oh, God, I know where this is going.
I wonder if he might have known she had some sheets. Like, if he was like, oh, I remember I had seen you on the registry. And it's like, ugh, and they took her to the ground. Because apparently, this man does not like the Ku Klux Klan. Now, I mean, personally, I'm okay with that. If he don't want to like the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, them whites in the with the sheets, these guys who think that there's some wizards. What they call what is the high ranking KKK? What they call them, the Grand Wizard. These motherfuckers thinking they Gandalf out here, racist Gandalfs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like them, that's cool. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't see a problem here. But what I think is what makes this whole thing kind of crazy to me, and it kind of makes me like, you ever watched a person say some crazy shit?
Yes.
And you're just like you can look at someone and tell they off their medication. like they just talking in such a way, you just like, oh man, oh yeah. Man, you hurting right now. You hurt. Like, and I guess, so you guys know what I'm talking about here, because I don't want you, I could tell you what he said. I really could. But I feel like it'd be easier if you saw it for yourself. Because, yeah, this shit's kind of insane. I'm actually going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up here. Let's see. Shazam! And you know what? Let's pull up the audio, because I want you guys to be able to catch the audio on this as well. Here, there you go. He already looking crazy right now. He looking crazy as a motherfucker right now, just on the screen as is. But Carter, you have the video. You've seen the video. You know the fuck.
Yes, I have. I've seen the video. Yep.
Okay. So I just want to go ahead and say right now, first and foremost, next to the video, the caption for this is "Please disseminate," and he also puts in parentheses "gross" because disseminate. He says, "Disseminate this video to all those whom it may concern. This is not a joke, and even though I do recognize myself to be a clown, please trust me and take this seriously. Let's save some lives now, okay, babies? Love you like whoa." Also, I love how I
don't like the fact that he's quoting Maya songs. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. Don't try to appease the black conglomerate by quoting Maya lyrics, okay?
I just love how, and I hate that I can't find out, one of the first comments under this that I saw when I looked at it this morning, there was somebody says, "So we still not going to talk about how you choked a woman." All right. I can't find it, but it was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But let's play the video and see what we got here.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller, aka the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard, and this is a message for the Blerd chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing? It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns. Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. And then, we'll do it for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you soon, okay? Bye!
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, here's my thing. That was the most non-threatening threat I think I have ever witnessed in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so let me because I think I'm gonna be quick. If there's one way you can get attention away from the fact that you choked a lady and it was never spoken of, maybe you try to give everybody back on your side about racism. So I wonder what brought this on, because he says you know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking something happened in Carolina.
Yes.
So, you know, something happened. I don't know if he's there to shoot a film or show, whatever the hell. Something happened that made him speak out. I like that he was very polite in threatening them with their lives.
It was a very polite threat.
It was a very polite threat. Now, me personally, I would tell Ezra Miller to be careful, just because this is the KKK we're talking about. They got wizards, they got dragons, okay? And I'm not talking about the ones you've seen on Game of Thrones, right?
No.
All right, they
got the
wizards.
white dragons.
You know what I'm saying? And not even with the blue eyes white dragon. They didn't even need the card to have it. You know what I'm saying? So they got wizards, they got dragons, you know what I'm saying? I don't see a keyblade in the back seat of that car. I don't see King Arthur's sword anywhere in that vehicle. So I would personally tell Ezra Miller to be careful when talking about the paper towel posse. That's what I call them, because they white like paper towel. But
the quicker picker uppers, huh?
I could say a certain thing, but I'm not gonna say it. But I'm a hush. But yeah, I think if there's one way you can stop people from bringing up the fact that you choked out a lady and it was never brought up, even though you were supposed to have brought it up, and then you just swept that shit under the rug. Let's talk about racism. People always come back on my side because I'm against racism, right? That's what this kind of screams to me. But it was a very random video. It was a very impromptu video, it looked like. But I want to know, just me being nosy, I want to know what brought this on.
I do too.
I hope it's not, you know, I mean, of course it's something serious because it's dealing with these dickheads, but I kind of want to know what happened to the point where he, on his platform, which didn't have anywhere near as many followers as I thought it would, because I thought that was a fake fucking Instagram page at first. I thought
that's him.
I thought that was a fan page or some shit, because I saw the link tree and I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna link me to all kinds of explicit material.
Look,
I don't want to look at.
You about to see a OnlyFans? You might even catch a Fansly.
Man,
you just see feet and chest hair just out there. Here's the thing. Part of me thinks I know why he did this. I mean, Grant, not trying to take away any credence from anything serious going on here. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the KKK is always up to some bullshit, some fuckery, some world-class fuckery. But we also got to remember something, that there was a screening for his Flash movie that kind of popped up roughly around the same time. And we all know that controversy gathers attention. And yeah, sometimes the fastest way to get people to look in your direction, say some crazy shit. But here's the thing. The reason why I bring this up, and the reason why I'm actually taking this incredibly serious, even though it's silly as fuck. Honestly, I've never had anyone lay down a threat to me ever in life and then end the threat with, bye. That's the most, honestly, that completely negates the entire threat for me. But the point of the matter is, he's talking about, he's telling people to kill themselves with their own guns, and that if they don't do it, he literally says, I don't know, he says he's talking about how if y'all want to die. Part of me wonders if he's talking about, because we've had a lot of anti-vaccination protests that have been going on lately. A lot of different people coming out and protesting vaccine mandates and things of that nature. Part of me wonders if it has something to do with that. If maybe there was something going on there where they were talking about how they don't want to take vaccines and bullshit like that. That is very likely case. It's a hot button issue. It's literally everywhere right now. It's something we're going to be talking about yet again here in just a few minutes. But he talks about suggesting killing yourselves with your own guns, and Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now. You know what I'm talking about. And then, we'll do it for you if that's what you really want. It's like, okay, well, first off, who's we? Who's we? Is this guy like Juicy Smollett? Does he have like some Nigerian dudes just like waiting around the corner?
No, I think what he means by we is like, if you don't want to kill yourselves, then we'll do it. And in that stance, I don't mind killing some hateful racist white person.
Oh yeah, I mean, look.
I see where, but at the same time, don't just say we and incorporate me into your murderous rampage.
Right. Look, if you want to ice skate towards dark side, that's on you.
But I see where you coming from. I feel you, dude. I feel you, big dog.
Oh yeah.
But the we we is you in that goddamn car with your flash ring on. So
what he calls it was the Mad Goose Wizard.
Oh God! But how did the weekend say it? You sure talk about we a lot. Oh, you speak French now,
right? Like I'm just saying. I'm like, look, I didn't look.
But yeah, this was very random, and I really want. I agree with what he's saying when it pertains to getting these horribly racist individuals the fuck out of here. But I also want to know. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. There's something deeper going on here that like no one's talking about. Like there's something that has happened that no one is discussing, and it's like, I don't know. There's another post that he put up not long after this.
Yeah.
And it's basically, I don't even understand exactly what it is that he's even looking at.
Okay.
But he's basically, it looks like he's like in his car, like looking at some GPS here. I'm gonna pull it up just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I don't know what is happening right here. Yeah, it's like he's got his GPS pulled up, kind of like basically signifying his location. Apparently, I see what apparently appears to be some kind of a looks like a cross of some sort. It's kind of hard to tell what the fuck it is he's looking at, but he basically says the White Knight's talking backwards, but what's the Red Queen up to again? And it's just like
I don't know the name.
I don't know it either. I'm like the Red Queen. I'm like, what, is he talking about Kate Pride? What's going on here? X-Men's? That's all I know. I don't know shit otherwise. But like I said, I think what he's doing, while I appreciate the energy, I think it's dangerous. Because I'm just saying, if Ezra Miller just turns up missing one day, I would not be surprised, because these people are crazy. First off, any person who is willing to walk out in broad daylight with some bed sheets wrapped around their body, with some holes sticking out, looking like some goddamn ghosts from Scooby-Doo. Anybody that's willing to do that is a person I don't want to fuck with. I don't want to fight this person because they're crazy. They clearly think they're supervillains for real, and I don't want any part of it. I just, I'm just gonna stay on my side of the street and clutch my backpack. Yeah.
I don't know. Something happened to bring on this crusade. Against the Klan, and if he wants to use his platform to, bring back the Snyder Cut fans to shit on the Klan and get these people the fuck out of Carolina, I'm with it. Even though this does not take away from the fact that you still haven't spoke on that lady you choked out, bro.
Right. No, exactly, and that's kind of my point. Like, you haven't addressed. You haven't addressed it. I have questions. I don't know the best way to describe it, but it's basically the equivalent of, okay, you did a bunch of bad shit, but don't think because you did a good thing now that still negates
what happened beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I like if he's gonna use that platform to get these shitty people to fuck up out of here, cool. More power to that.
I mean, yeah.
I'm hoping whatever happened to bring this shit on, something good came of it. I hope he didn't just go on Instagram and that was the end of it. I hope something good came and get him out of here.
Man, yeah. I got nothing. Yeah. I am
Is that where they're shooting the Flash?
No, I don't know. Well, I mean, honestly, typically when they shoot stuff like that, they usually shoot in Georgia because that's pretty much where everybody shoots. But as of the recent, I think, stuff that was going down in 2020.
Yeah.
With the reproduction rights and stuff like that and how that shit happened in Georgia, a lot of people kind of said, nah, we're back off that.
Yeah.
But some people still shoot in Georgia, so you never know. That said, more craziness is also out there, as we know. Evangeline Lilly.
Yep.
Evangeline Lilly, who, if you're not familiar with her, you would most people, I think, know her from the TV show Lost.
Yeah.
This is
Freckles.
That, yeah. Some may also know her from the Hobbit movies. They had created a character to introduce into the Hobbit movies because the Hobbit is and the Lord of the Rings books as a whole are largely devoid of women. There's like 2 female characters throughout most, if any, of those books that even have like any kind of meaningful dialogue whatsoever. But they created a character for her in The Hobbit, but a lot of people probably more recently know her for her role as Janet Van Dyne, or not Janet, but Hope Van Dyne, rather. Yeah. Thinking about the actual Wasp, not the other Wasp, but Hope Van Dyne in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Endgame, and of course the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. She done lost her goddamn mind, apparently. Supposedly. I don't know. Depends on how you want to look at it. Recently, she I love how all this shit's popping off on Instagram. Apparently that's where I need to be. This is apparently Instagram is where everything is going down. It's where it's happening. Yep. So, okay, why are people mad at Evangeline Lilly? Well, the simple answer is she went to I believe this was a protest or rally, whatever you want to call it, in DC. And it was over the past weekend, and she posted a picture on Instagram that is apparently of herself, even though her back is to the camera, but basically she showed some other pictures that basically were of the rally. It was basically what this rally was. It was people who were protesting the vaccine mandates. It was people who basically what their belief is not so much that they don't believe, or I don't know, I feel like okay, let's keep it simple. Supposedly, some of these people don't believe in the vaccine. Some of these people believe in the vaccine, but don't think that anyone should be forced to take it. Now, where does Evangeline Lilly stand in all of this?
Yeah.
Her whole thing is apparently she has the vaccination. She has, like, a lot of people thought that she wasn't vaccinated. She is in fact vaccinated. She kind of has to be because apparently these it's not just the overall mandates, but it's because as an actress she has to travel most likely. And a lot of places aren't just letting people willingly travel unless you are vaccinated. So she either works or she don't. That's kind of the same thing we talked about with Letitia Wright. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Letitia Wright got that Fauci ouchie. She went ahead and got the jab because she ain't in the UK anymore. She's back here in the States, resuming filming on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which I think just recently had to halt production yet again because of
I didn't know that.
COVID. I could be wrong, but I remember reading somewhere that there was another COVID shutdown for the movie. But getting back into it, basically her Instagram post kind of tells the tale. She says that I was in DC this weekend to support bodily sovereignty while Canadian truckers were rallying for their cross-country peaceful convoy in support of the same thing. She says, I believe nobody should ever be forced to inject their body with anything against their will, under threat of violent attack, arrest, or detention without trial, loss of employment, homelessness, starvation, loss of education, alienation from loved ones, excommunication from society, under any threat whatsoever. This is not the way. This is not safe. This is not healthy. This is not love. I understand the world is in fear, but I don't believe that answering fear with force will fix our problems. I was pro-choice before COVID, and I'm still pro-choice today. So, Carter, I'm going to tell you why I think that statement is incredibly dangerous.
Okay.
So, basically what she's doing, she's equating someone's choice to get the vaccine or not with reproductive rights. Or, people's right to choose whether or not they want to have an abortion or not. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing at all. The whole vaccine mandate, the law, whatever that people are trying to get put into place. Look, here's my thing. My stance on it has always been the same, and it probably won't ever change. My stance is simple. You don't want to be vaccinated? Fine. But that don't mean I got to fuck with you. And I feel like if you choose to not be vaccinated, if it's your choice, cool. If you can't get the vaccine because of some medical condition, that's another story. I don't think you should be penalized for that. There's some people who are immunocompromised, some people who have certain conditions that don't allow them to get the vaccine. But if you're a person who's just like, I don't want to take it because I don't trust it. Here's the thing. As a person who just recently survived having COVID, I know that it would have been worse had I not been vaccinated. Same thing goes for my wife. Same thing goes for, the children. But here's the thing. If you don't want to be vaccinated, then just don't get vaccinated. But here's what also I'm going to tell you. If you catch COVID, I don't want to see you out here posting like GoFundMes and Indiegogos and Kickstarters trying to get people to pay for your medical bills because you fucked around and found out. That's my thing, because that's the thing I see a lot of. A lot of these people I see saying, oh, I don't want to get the vaccine. I don't believe in the vaccine. And then they get COVID. They wind up in the hospital. They're on the fucking ventilator having to be intubated. And I don't know if y'all know what that means. I don't know if you know what it means to be intubated, but it's not a pleasant process. Motherfuckers got to shove tubes all down your throat and shit. Here's the thing. I see these same people going, oh, well, if anybody can help me out with my medical bills and all this other stuff. And that's the other, and I've even seen cases where people who have died of COVID because they didn't get the vaccine. I've seen people where they're like, man, my husband, or my wife, they just recently died of COVID and we need help paying for their funeral. And it's like, nah, I'm good. I don't think anyone should give you money because you fucked around and you found out. That's on you. It ain't on me. It's not incumbent upon me to help you because you stupid. Like, that's Darwinism. That is Darwinism right there. And like I said, that's not me telling you got to go do something. It's just me telling you that if you don't do something, I feel like you should have to face the consequences of your actions. It would be no different if I were driving a car and I chose not to wear my seatbelt and I had an accident and I got flung through a fucking windshield. That was me taking my life and putting it out there in the ether, just letting fate decide at that point. But I don't think you should compare it to women's reproductive rights. I also don't think it's safe because what was the name of the guy? I'm trying to remember his name. The dude that actually ran that who was it that was running the rally? It was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And basically, he was comparing basically trying to compare the vaccine mandate to Nazi Germany, and it's like,
I did read that.
Not the same thing. Not the fucking same thing. There's a very big difference between motherfuckers being put in ovens and killed and being gassed and families being separated than you being told you got to get a needle jab in your arm so that your ass don't die if you get COVID. I don't know. I feel that a lot of this shit's reckless. You know, if you don't want to take the vaccine, that's cool. You can be loud and proud about it, but don't try and compare this struggle. Like, it's like everyone's trying to have their Holocaust. Like, everybody's trying to have their major world-defining moment. It's like, why do you, just be happy with the mundane life that you have. You don't have any great grand struggle. You know what I mean? Just let it go. Don't fuck up your bag over this bullshit. This is stupid. Especially considering she already has a fucking vaccine. Ain't like you can take it back. Ain't like you can be like, yeah, go and can y'all put the needle in and just pop that right out of me? It's in you. You're done. But I just think it's hilarious because this is the second actor under the Marvel Cinematic Universe who's had such an outspoken attitude towards the vaccine. And this whole thing with Evangeline Lilly isn't even an isolated incident. I know a lot of people probably thinking like, oh, well, it's just a thing. No, she's actually said some other reckless shit about the vaccine, not just the vaccine, but even about the pandemic as a whole in the past. In 2020 and 2021. This isn't the first time this has happened. These aren't isolated incidents. She even got dragged by one of her former Lost co-stars. Who was it? Maggie Grace lit her ass up because how basically Evangeline Lilly was posting on social media about how she wasn't going to quarantine, that she wasn't going to not go to large groups, and she was just going to live, basically saying she was going to live her life the way the fuck she wanted to, and she wasn't going to change how she was doing things. And was kind of being really dismissive of all the people that were dying and being infected. She actually had to issue an apology about this after she got dragged for it. So, I mean, this isn't isolated. Same thing with Letitia Wright. Hers, not isolated. And I think it's even more telling that, what?
I'm reading something Maggie Grace said to her, and basically she said, trust the science here and not overwhelm the healthcare system, but please rethink this. Your kids will be just fine without going to gymnastics, I promise.
And she ain't wrong. Dude, when all this shit was going on, don't get me wrong. When all this shit was happening, my daughter was enrolled in dance classes. And we did our research, and we kind of we talked to medical professionals.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to figure out all the information we could, and we also peeped out the scene when we discovered that the people who were operating the dance classes, they weren't social distancing the kids, and they had no plans on social distancing the kids in the dance classes. Not only that, they were also not enforcing any of the kids wear masks or anything like that. We're like, okay, cool, come on up out of here. Take this Nintendo Switch, go play some Nintendo Switch, or take this ball and go play outside. There you go, in the backyard.
Okay. So here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
At this point, I wouldn't even say it's about protecting your person. It's more so protecting everyone else, because Maggie Grace brought up the point of people that are immunocompromised, which at that point, it's not about you. If you're fine, if you A1, this, that, there, it's not about you anymore. It's about the person next to you. Evangeline Lilly saying that it should be a choice, that you shouldn't be forced to do something. I get where she's coming from, just because one thing that a lot of people don't understand is it always starts with something small.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, okay, we're just going to start with, this is a vaccine. There's a pandemic going around. You need to take this. You have to take this. And then that, I think, is why she brought up the abortion point, just because we start with just taking a shot for that shit could gradually keep going to now we're going to force you to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And now everything's just gone from sugar to shit in a very rapid rate. So I will say that I also, I'd say it should be a choice. You shouldn't be forced to take something that you do not trust. But the reason I say that is because, okay, it's your choice not to take it. That's cool. It's my choice not to be anywhere in the vicinity around you.
Right. Precisely.
You know what I mean? So me being in LA with the Omicron stuff got worse. You know, that people are now, of course, because of where I am, you're going to have those people that just don't give a fuck. They just walking around, no mask. They got their shots without a care in the fucking world. And that's cool. It's funny because the only place that I've been in LA that actually they want proof. They want to see your vaccination card, which is so funny to me, just because there are motherfuckers running around here left and right bragging because they're giving out fake fucking vax cards. The only place I was seeing that wants proof of vaccination is fucking IHOP. I had to show them my vaccination card before I had my my mojito this morning.
Oh, Lord.
So
well, you couldn't even get your your short stacks.
Oh no, please no. I had to go. I pulled up a picture of it. I got my mojito. I got my mimosa. I got my chicken and waffles. Y'all ain't finna keep my chicken and waffles and my mimosa from me. It's early in the morning. But anyway, that would be the one thing that I say in this. I think because here's the thing. So many people are so quick to say it's my body, my choice, except when it comes to this. Now you're saying, no, it's not your choice.
Right.
Go do that shit. Period. Oh, yeah. So I can understand her point when she's saying that it should be a fucking choice. A lot of people with me working with, you know, you
work with the public.
Yeah, I'm working with the public. I'm working with the police officers. So, you know, they told all of us, so this shit is mandatory. You have to do it. And there were a lot of people, my boss still hadn't fucking done it. Funny enough, I work with the LAPD. There are several instances where Ernie will tell you where I will leave work and come home at like 2 a.m, asking him if he want to play something, because the police precinct I work out of has been shut down because 3, 4, 5 more police officers have been exposed to it, or they had it and didn't say anything. So that's when I say I understand her point, because at that instance, it's almost like you're endangering other people.
Yeah, no, you are. And and I'm glad you said what you said earlier, because you said it starts small.
Yeah.
You know what else starts small? COVID. Because when as we talked about last week on the cave, I discovered that I had COVID-19. And actually had it probably. So this is the 141st Blerd cave. Apparently, I was already starting to suffer the effects of it on the 139th Blerd cave. Like when we wrapped up the show, I started to feel bad. But the thing is, I didn't look like Terrence Howard on Empire, where he was just laying in the bed, got the ventilator. I wasn't like that. But I felt like, oh man, I got the sniffles. And I was like, oh, because I got my flu shots and I got my vaccine and everything like that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's probably just a small cold or something. And and of course, my daughter, she was sick, and we didn't think that she had it either. Yeah. Like, we thought that maybe she just had a little cold or something like that. And then as time kind of progressed, we discovered that, oh, wait, this is getting a little worse.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of days passed. Okay, I'm not feeling any better. Ooh, wait, my joints are kind of starting to ache a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh man, now it's kind of, my breathing's getting kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of kept, and then eventually it was like, oh no. We took the test, and then it was like, no, you got COVID. Stay the fuck home. Yeah. And it's like, and that's the thing. It starts small. You might not think that you have COVID when you have it, and then eventually it becomes something bigger. So I say, protect if you want to. Like, here's the thing: if you don't give a fuck about you, that's on you. But at least be human enough to care about somebody else. Like, I'll use an example. Let's talk about somebody who's not crazy. You know who isn't crazy, Carter? That motherfucking Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah. I did see his tweet.
Yeah. Simu Liu, he was like, oh, no. Y'all ain't about to fuck my shit up. He said, like, he came out with a tweet. Remember, I got it right here in front of me. Bang. Says, I lost my grandparents to COVID last year. They were still waiting for their vaccines. I'm fortunate to have been double vaccinated and boosted when I got COVID 2 weeks ago. It felt like a cold, which is, once again, I was in the same situation, which is why I thought I just had a cold, because I had the fucking vaccines. He says the media needs to stop spotlighting opinions that are not rooted in facts or science. As a UNICEF CEF Canada ambassador, I have seen the organization's efforts to deliver vaccines to underprivileged families around the world. It's a reminder of how lucky we are to be living in places where vaccine delivery and storage are not an issue. Please appreciate that. And that's honestly, I think that's a fair stance. He's not damning anybody. He's just telling people, hey, respect the science. Respect the fact that you have you do have a choice. Now, I think that if, personally, as far as vaccine mandates go, if you work with the general public, if you work in close proximity with the general public, I actually do think you should be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because this shit spreads. This shit is communicable as fuck.
Yeah.
If you work in like a cubicle in a warehouse or something like that by yourself, you don't ever touch nobody, you don't ever see nobody. Sure, whatever. Yeah. You're a truck driver, you never interact with people. Yeah. Fine. But if you are working, like, say, in a hospital or in a school or in like a restaurant, or,
like I said, it's not protecting you if you're fine. It's about protecting other people. Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Because I mean, I do agree. It's your body. You should decide what's going in it. But just to take what Evangeline Lilly said, because I'm not going to say she's crazy. I'm just going to say she, like other people, just have a fucking difference of opinion. But she's saying that nobody should ever be forced to inject their body with anything against their will under threat of violent attack. I agree. You shouldn't get your ass beat.
No, you shouldn't get your ass beat. No.
Okay. Arrest or detention. Now, here's the thing. Loss of employment. Loss of education, alienation from loved ones. Okay, let's take those, because excommunication from society. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, this sounds like some Romeo and Juliet shit, and somebody just got exiled. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, John Wick?
You know what I'm saying?
Excommunicado.
But I want to talk about, just real quick, loss of employment, loss of education, stuff like that. You're a parent, and any other parents that we have in there, or matter of fact, not even fucking parents, just people in general with jobs, or you're going to school, 9 to 5, whatever the fuck. If you're walking around and somebody just walk up on you, they walking up next to you, I know where you immediately. Fuck away, like, so. You gotta kind of keep that energy, dude. Because if those people, if you're going to a job and you're around several people and you hacking up shit, even before this COVID shit came around, you didn't want that motherfucker anywhere near you. Okay. I was just talking to a buddy of mine the other day. he was pissed because he had some relatives come in that were sick, not COVID or anything like that, but they were sick and didn't say anything, and it got to their kids, and now everybody in the entire fucking house is sick.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about it from that aspect. Yes. So if you're working somewhere and you don't have that, you got to think about that. Like, I'm saying all this to say, again, you have to think about other people, because this shit is not for you anymore. This is for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's why the very reason why when my son, they wanted to go, like they wanted to go leave and go out and go do stuff at, like they were barely recovered from the shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, wherever you go, that's where you gonna stay for 2 weeks. They thought I was bullshitting. But I mean, but that's my thing though. It's like because they don't take shit serious. They think they're teenagers. They think that they're invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't take anything seriously.
And plus, Ernie, I think you and I have made this joke several times, and then I'll leave it there. But you kind of have to. A lot of people who don't trust it, I kind of get it, because you know, you and I have had this conversation before where it's like, okay, we got a virus, we have a virus going around, we got a worldwide pandemic. We got the vaccine already.
Mm-hmm.
What?
like, oh shit. Well,
nobody. Wait, what are we talking about? We got the vaccine already, not just a vaccine, nigga. We got 3 of them bitches.
Look, you got options. Like it's like when you walk into a car dealership. Well, heck, well, actually, you know what? Here, if you want to check out this, we got this right here. This is this is our luxury car model. We also have this in SUV.
Mm-hmm.
We have it in sedan.
Mm-hmm.
We even have it in hatchback.
Yeah, so it's just like I understand people's points. How we it's like an RKO. We got 3 vaccines out of nowhere.
Right.
One of them, and then what do we find out? One of them make your damn heart explode, like Beatrice Kiddo putting that hoodoo on you, like she did, dude, on Kill Bill. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she did Bill. But I mean, you kind of have to understand why people would be a little bit hesitant to get it in the first place, and.
Oh no,
that's all I say about
we talked. Like I said, we talked. We didn't just look shit up on Google. We talked to doctors. We talked to people, medical professionals about it, and got opinions before we did anything. And then once they made it safe for the kids, I was like, okay, we did some research once again, and then went from there. But yeah. Anyway, point of the matter is that now and this will be the last thing I say about it, and the reason why I even brought it up in the first place was because I personally always find it incredibly hilarious when actors play characters in movies that are supposed to be really intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes you realize how good an actor this person is. Because you made me believe you were somebody smart. And you out here in the real world acting dumb as hell. But it's like Letitia Wright's supposed to be one of the she's supposed to be Shuri. She's supposed to be smart as all get out.
Mm-hmm.
But here she is out here talking crazy, talking about Jesus.
I mean, it's different opinions, brother. Not everybody. We are not all gonna have the same opinion, because if we all have that same opinion, we're in the fucking matrix. Can't do anything about it.
Not only that, it would be boring as fuck. Anyway,
Oh no, dude! Merovingian had cheesecakes and shit that was having you bust. I kind of want to try that.
I'm good. I don't want to live in the Matrix, because I mean, look, if Matrix 1, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Any Matrix that came after, I don't want to live in that shit. I don't. You ain't about to have me sit up here looking like Keanu Reeves, looking confused, don't know where he at, and hanging out with motherfuckers named Bugs Bunny.
I'm not finna let you slander Johnny Silverhand, okay? You are not about to slander.
Look, I would actually, you know what? I would rather be in Cyberpunk 2077. That game is still broke. But
you're not about to disrespect Johnny Silverhand, man. Look, all I'm saying is the Mayor of Vengeance, all he did was a slice of cake. You bust, you went to bed, went to sleep. I don't got to deal with a relationship. I ain't got to deal with arguments. I ain't got to deal with somebody taking the cover off me at 3 a.m. and I'm freezing my ass off. I ain't got to worry about somebody watching my programs on Netflix before I get in the house. Give me a slice of that Mayor of Vengeance cheesecake.
Oh Lord,
that's all I'm saying.
All right, next year they're gonna have you trying to fight not Agent Smith.
Oh man,
Lord. Anyway, that movie was fucking terrible. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Anyway, let's get to some super chats because we got super chats here that kind of fell way back. We got one from Timothy McAllis as well, fellas. Listen to you guys while snowing in at work. Thank you, Carter. You mentioned Adventure Brothers made me go back and start watching again. Love that show. Keep up the good work, guys. Hell yeah. Adventure Brothers, man. Love it.
Apparently they're doing something with it to where it's coming back for like one last thing. I have to look up the info again, but I kind of got excited.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, I've that's one thing I can't go back to. Like, I'm happy I found it. God bless Adult Swim. They had some good programming sometimes. I just started watching Bird Girl. Have you seen that? Did you know that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, you talking about it's like the spinoff from Harvey Birdman? Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I haven't. It's on HBO Max because they have all the Adult Swim stuff. I'm actually gonna watch it at some point, but I saw it. It definitely had my attention.
Want me to fuck your head up real quick?
Go ahead.
Do you know why HBO Max is named HBO Max?
Why?
Because it's a combination of content from HBO and Cinemax. It's not a max version of the nigga. You didn't know that.
I did. No, I didn't
know that. It's not a max version of HBO. It's not HBO to the max like everybody thought it was. It's a combination of Cinemax and HBO programming.
You know how I knew that?
How?
Because they have Warrior and Warriors on Cinemax. Warriors.
Let's move to the next topic, please.
Anyway, wait, let's get these super chats. We got one from Go Cut Sherry Baby's father with a $5 super chat. Says Ezra choke a Lady Miller got goons. Shouldn't be saying that if he wants smoke. We got also one from Black Atlantean with a $4.99 super chat. Says Shuri and Wall's about to form A4s, anti-vax 4s. Oh, actually, I know Kevin Feige. He looked up, saw the motherfucking tweets and Instagram posts, and he was just like, not again. Not again. He said, we just got Letitia Wright's crazy ass acting right. God damn. But we also got one from Jonathan Moda here with $20 super chat. Says, hello everyone. Apologies for missing out last week. Had a loss in the family. Oh man, dude.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, dude. Terribly sorry. Hope all is getting back to some semblance of normal. But it says needed some time to recenter and focus. Great to see the world hasn't changed that much. Get those motherfucking likes up. Thank you for that, by the way. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Please, thank you. Also, with another $20 super chat says motherfucking facts. I've seen far too many people asking for money. Post anti-vax stances. Did y'all know there's a thing on Reddit called the Herman Cain Award?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a subreddit called the Herman Cain Award. Remember Herman Cain? He was I
remember Herman Cain.
Yeah. He was a black Republican. Black Republican who was very, very anti. He was very anti vaccine. He was.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Here, actually, I'm pulling it up right now.
That's the one instance where people still had, or that I've seen, where people still had common decency. Where it was he did a lot to be in the position that he was in. You know, he kind of showed that black people could be in that kind of position of power. Don't agree with his opinions on things.
Yeah,
but they all kind of gave him props when he passed. That was a shocking thing to me.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people are more so like, well, shit, you brought it up last week where you're just like, man, Meatloaf died, fuck him. He had a different opinion on things. So I will say, like, that Herman Cain was one of the first times I've seen, like, we had a difference of opinion, but he did a lot. So
he did do a lot. But I just thought it was funny that he had a very he treated COVID like it was a hoax. And he went to one of those Trump rallies, and like 2 weeks later, dead. And they have there's a subreddit. If you look it up, it's It's a I'm trying to see if I can find. I actually have right here. It's the but it's a subreddit called the Herman Cain Award, awarded posthumously. But it's basically said it's a community that basically says nominees have made public declaration of their anti-mask, anti-vax, or COVID hoax views,
and then bid it.
Yep, and it says, followed by admission to hospital for COVID. The award is granted upon the nominees' release from their earthly shackles.
Fucked up, man. That's cold.
Dude, I've seen a lot of them, though. In this sub, like, matter of fact, there's one of the posts. There's a post here from, like, 3 hours ago. And it says, I expected this sub to slow down considerably with the emergence of Omicron. But then it just goes on talking about how, like, nah, this shit ain't slowing down.
I need to get on a Reddit at some point. I still do not have a Reddit.
Look, I'm just gonna post this here, and I'm gonna leave the link. Y'all do with that link. What
people kept telling me that Reddit is basically the new 4chan.
Pretty much.
Okay.
More or less. But no, let's keep on. Let's keep on pushing. Let's keep on pushing. Carter, let's get into, because there's some other news that came out this week. Actually, this is from yesterday, even though we already kind of knew this was a thing that was coming up. So about 2 months ago, they announced Avengers versus X-Men versus the Eternals. This is and it's so basically, I'm gonna give you guys what I know about it. Basically, here's the lowdown. The lowdown is this. There is going to be basically what is, I guess you could call it, a triangle war. It's going to be and it's basically all roads kind of lead back to the Avengers. But there's also going to be some intermingling between these groups where the Avengers are going to be butting heads with the Eternals. The Eternals are going to be butting heads with the X-Men. They'll also be butting heads with the Avengers. The Avengers will also be butting heads with the X-Men. And they'll all probably be butting heads with each other collectively.
So it's just a triple threat match.
This is War Games. Like I feel like William Regal just came out and he just sees these motherfuckers beating the shit out of each other. He just looks around. He's just War Games. And then it
was actually a good impression. I give you props on that. That was actually good.
Thank you.
Pretty good. It was pretty good.
And we get the cage. Let the cage come down. Look, all I want to say is, can we please get Jim Ross to come back? And I just want to hear him say one time, "Oh my God! Oh, what? Wolverine! Wolverine! Wolverine!" Oh my God! He's kicking ass! He's coming! Like, could you just imagine the glass break and Wolverine just come walking down the ring like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin? What was it? You see the what was it? Well, you start hearing that. Look, you think you know me? All of a sudden, Ghost Rider just come pull up. Be like, on this day, I see clearly. But no, that's basically what's going down. But there's a lot of people that don't know why all this is happening. This is actually stuff that Jason Aaron has set up. He has set this in motion as far back as his start on Avengers. When Marvel Fresh Start kicked into play, they've been tying the Avengers and the Eternals, and there's even nods like with the X-Men and all of this stuff. A lot of the stuff has been kind of slowly building for a while now. A lot of people may or may not remember. I think it was in Jason Aaron's Avengers. That was where the Eternals basically all just kind of just committed mass harakiri, just killed themselves, because they learned the truth about their purpose. We also had recently with Eternals, Celestia #1, where they revealed like a back retcon about Ajak, where Ajak had encountered the Avengers of 1 million BC. They broke her ass off. And of course, with everything that happened in Jason Aaron's Avengers, where the progenitor Celestial, the Celestial that basically was the first Celestial to come to Earth that had died. That Celestial basically they couldn't resurrect the Celestial, so the other Celestials were like, hey, y'all keep this motherfucker and just use him as a beacon. And the Avengers started using that motherfucker as their base of operations. That's where you got Avengers Mountain, where all that comes into play.
Yeah.
But what's funny about that is that in Eternal Celestia #1, Ajax learns about this and gets really pissed off about it. And then just recently in, I believe it was the Eternals #9, 8 or 9, they had the whole reveal that, the Eternals, because, they're trying to figure out, how to stop Thanos, because he's Prime Eternal right now, so the crazy shit is going on. And they're basically plotting to break into Avengers Mountain, Ajax and gas the Eternals' heads up, about this whole Celestial business and the Avengers desecrating it and whatnot. So that's kind of what's been building up the war between the Avengers and the Eternals. What is basically going to be building up the war between the Eternals and the X-Men? No fucking clue. But basically what we got here, Marvel released 3 quotes. 3 quotes. Got them right. First one here is from Tony Stark. And these are quotes that are actually directly from the Judgment Day story arcs. These aren't just throwaway quotes. These things are actually going to be said in these comics by the characters that are saying them. But Tony Stark says, speaking broadly, I'm pro-hubris. But how on earth do you think we're going to make a god in a few hours? So the question then becomes like, okay, well, why do they need to make a god? What's the whole purpose of them needing to make a god? Do they what's going on here? Does this have something to do with the tease from Timeless #1, where they kind of showcase that Tony was about to get some kind of a glow up?
Yeah. Don't
know if that has anything to do with it or not. Probably, maybe, who knows? A lot of the stuff from Timeless is kind of already starting to pay off. We also have one here from Irene Adler, a.k.a. Destiny. Says, there will always be war. That's the one thing one can always be sure of. And, well, that's very likely in reference to all the fuckery that's about to happen with the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Eternals, because it kind of seems like they're all going to be, once again, it's going to be war games, very likely. And then our last one is from the character Druig, who says, for 1,000,000 years, Earth has been protected from the deviants, but we made a mistake. We missed some. The mutants. Now, this one is the one that's kind of gotten people's ire up because now people are starting to wonder if, and probably rightfully so, wonder if Marvel is going to be, I guess, quotey fingers retconning mutants into just being an offshoot of Deviant, which would kind of tie them to the Eternals a bit closer, which, technically speaking, I don't even know if this is even still canon or not, but I remember at one point in time, mutants were, connected to the Celestials or, some bullshit.
Yeah, I think that was who brought that up? That was Remender.
Yeah, that was Remender.
Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's likely going to be some callback to that. I mean, it's going to be crazy, and it's what was it? Like I told somebody last night on Twitter, it's going to be a hot mess. This is probably going to be a big-ass fucking hot mess, but I'm very curious to I won't be able to look away. Yeah.
I will.
Nah, I'm going to look. I'm going to stare at it. I'm going to stare at it and have my phone out. World Star.
Jesus Christ.
That's how I'm gonna be.
Is that you showing your age on that one? I'm happy I'm not the one who said it. I'm happy I'm not the one who said it. It's 2022. I think the dude I think he's passed.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't keep up with that shit. I'm old. I ain't got time for that. But no, I
say get jiggy with it. I'm leaving the show. If you just say you about to cut a rug, I'm out of here.
Nah, man, I don't fuck with Will Smith that heavy. Yeah. But no. But yeah, this is all coming in June, I believe. Be summer of this year, Judgment Day. I don't know. I'm reserving judgment because I was really dismissive of last year's Heroes Reborn. And I ended up really fucking liking it.
Yeah.
I was also kind of not terribly excited about 10 Lives, 10 Deaths of Wolverine. And so far, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, it's only 2 issues in, but it's one of those things that I'm willing to reserve judgment. I mean, now there are other things that have come out that I'm either just completely wholesale not interested in. Like, what was it? The Jason Aaron's, I guess, 2022 update of Avengers Forever. Couldn't care less about it. Even though it's something I should care about.
I read the newest issue and it was fucked up, man.
Oh, was it? I haven't read the newest issue.
So, spoiler alert, but the newest issue is basically Robert Reyes is getting tortured. He's getting tortured by Black Mask.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. And I think, is it Black Mask? I think it was fake. He's acting like he's a spider. Look, you think it was the Venom symbol, but it's not because he's a Hydra motherfucker. Anyway, he's getting, the whole issue is basically him getting tortured while he's Ghost Rider because he's getting tortured for information,
right? And
he's trying his best not to sleep or anything because if he does any of that or he breaks, he might revert back to his human form, and because of all the torture he has received, as soon as he respawns as Robbie Reyes, he going back to the loading screen.
Yeah,
and he has already lost a leg, as goes or a foot, and Deathlock is the one that's trying to stop him from breaking. But there's something up with Robbie Reyes where he's getting a buff this Avengers patch. He's getting a big buff. If you read the Avengers stuff with him basically waking up the Celestial at Avengers Mountain. This Avengers patch apparently he about to get some more buffs.
I mean, I'm for it. That, like, honestly, the only interest I even had in this new Avengers Forever is that he was the focal point of it. But just like, it's one of those things where it's low on my radar just because there's so much other shit going on, which is kind of the par for the course for Marvel lately. Because, like, for those that, I don't know if a lot of y'all realize this, DC doesn't put out that many books.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all. Black Skull. It's Black Skull.
Black Skull. Okay.
Black Skull.
Yeah, because the whole
Jet Li was on my fucking screen, and I thought Black Mask because Jet Li was on my screen. Leave me alone, y'all. It's early in the morning.
To be fair, I was there thinking, damn, they put Roman Sionis in the Marvel Comics universe? Damn, dude, Marvel is wilding right now. They just snatching. But no, yeah, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And then, like, of course, new She-Hulk is out right now, and there's stuff going on with the Eternals is fucking rocking. There's new X books coming out. There's new X books getting teased. There's X books ending. We got shit going on with fucking Hulk and all this. Like, there's a lot of books right now, and it just dawned on me. I forgot that Iron Man got 2 whole ass books running around right now. Because he's got his own book, Cap, and they got the Cap and Iron Man book.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot of shit going on right now. So yeah, there's like Marvel just has like a whole lot of irons just in the fire. So like I just pick and choose. I try to read what I can, and then I just ignore what I don't have time for. I'm starting to treat comics the way I treat anime. When that shit gets to a point where I'm just like, yeah, this is a lost cause for me. I'm just gonna let this one go. If I start noticing the story had gone too far, it's too long in the tooth, I'm like, I'll just wait till I'll wait till they just start the story over and get a new creative team, and then I'll pick up from there. Because I don't have the time. I read because like between Marvel alone, there's probably no less than like 10 different books that I can be reading at any one specific time with Marvel. That's before you even get into like DC and then Boom Studios, Image Comics, so on and so forth. I think this week I had like, and it probably doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, if you're like a hardcore, comic reader, but like, I think there were about 20 different books that came out this week that I ended up reading. And then just deciding what I wanted to make a video about from there. But anyway,
JCS, you called me off guard though. We can't talk about it because that's actually a spoiler for Book of Boba Fett. So I'm gonna remove that comment. So that's kind of a spoiler, but you're good. You're not bad.
Yeah, ain't bad.
I did not think about it like that. That's actually
that's the thing. I even said it in my video though. I was like, I honestly didn't expect this to be about what it was about.
I actually just sent you something on Discord.
Here, what we got?
Donnie Cates posted on the KLC Press Instagram because a new issue of Crossover is coming out on the 2nd. It's coming out this week.
Okay. Here, let me see what this is.
Yeah.
Let me see if it'll do what it need to do. It's let's see. Okay, yeah. Dude, crossover number 11.
Right?
Oh, shit. Okay, so yeah, crossover about to get lit. Okay, this is basically what this is. Dude, God, I love how he's announcing this while wearing a Marvel hat for an Image book. Like, I want y'all to see what I'm talking about here. I mean, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I do want y'all to see what I'm talking about. This is this motherfucker is doing an announcement for crossover number 11
for an Image book.
That's a whole ass Image Comics book. This motherfucker got the Marvel hat on. You know what? I have never felt like, okay, I don't know if y'all remember when I did the interview with T. Franklin, who's doing the Harley Quinn animated series comic, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. Mm-hmm. Can I tell you how bad her and her publicist lit me up? When I came to that interview, because I had a whole ass Marvel shirt on, not just a Marvel shirt, like not just like, it wasn't like I had on like a Wolverine or a Spider-Man, Carnage, or Black Panther shirt. I literally just had a shirt that had just said Marvel across that motherfucker. And they're like, you really came to this interview with a whole Marvel shirt? I was like, honestly, it was the first shirt I picked up. It was the first shirt on the pile of clean clothes.
See, I didn't even do that. Now you can't give me grief for Donnie Cates getting on my head for my Buffy and Angel argument that they didn't get to see.
Oh yeah,
you all didn't get to see that. We didn't start recording before that. Yeah. That was a whole thing before we started.
Oh, but he laid into yo ass. Man, I'll look. I have never. I was like, dude, he is dressing you down. I was like, bruh. I was like, I almost kind of like, you know what it was like? You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me, like, you ever watch those movies and TV shows where like the daddy is beating the shit out their kid and the mom trying to get him, like, leave him alone, dog. That's what I felt like. I was like, I felt like I had to jump in and get off of him.
Yeah, but the video basically, long story short, guys, new issue of Crossover is coming out on the 2nd. It's coming out this week. Mm-hmm. And apparently what's happening in this book is huge. He has never actually come out.
No, he doesn't usually advertise it.
He doesn't advertise a book. And what's crazy is there's been a lot of shit that's been happening in this book.
Yes.
That's been fucking nuts. I'm not trying to stunt on y'all that mine has Donnie Cates autograph in there, but he has never come out to say that something huge is happening, and some off the wall shit has been happening
already
in that book. Yeah.
There have been, dude, honestly, like I said, I keep constantly asking, how the fuck has he not been sued? That's what I want to know. How has he not been sued? But I mean, like I said,
and plus you gonna hold over my head that you were right about a certain twist.
Yes, I told you. I know. So I know things.
For him to come out and say that something's about to happen this week that's bigger than that, yeah. Bro. If there's some shit about like, okay,
dude, if Venom show up, I'm gonna lose it.
Dude, I'm gonna crack up if like the big bad is fucking like Todd McFarlane and Bendis or some shit. Dude.
Look. Ooh, you know Todd McFarlane gonna show up in the book. You know he gonna show up in the book. You already know it. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Actually, real quick, we got some super chats here. Got one for Tubes of One. So $2 super chat says that multiverse is gonna come in handy. yeah. Well, and I know this is reference to some shit we were talking about earlier with some of the crazy shit going on. Might be some recasting happening. Yeah, no. See, this ain't Evangeline Lilly. See, this is Earth 3 Hope Van Dyne. We got Ed Boy to cover the $5 super chat says, just like I said on Twitter, leave Avengers out, have the Mutants Eternals fight each other since both can resurrect. Actually, I think that's actually a really interesting dynamic because the Eternals and Mutants have actually there's a lot of parity between them now. Yeah. That wasn't there before. For those who don't know, the Eternals, when they die, they come back to life. Like, they don't just stay dead. They have just like how mutants on Krakoa have like the ability to resurrect out of them damn eggs.
We go get their respawn token and go to the respawn van.
Right. Right. Like we said about. Oh, God. Oh, by the way, I did buy Green Goblin, just FYI.
I just saw it because I was going to get Daemon X Machina.
Dude, oh man, it's.
No, I'm not playing with nasty ass Green Goblin.
Dude, I got the glider.
Okay, so here's my question to that then.
Yeah.
Is he riding it or is he hanging off of it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Actually, he
may be riding it.
Okay, because they let Silver Surfer ride the board. Yeah. It pissed me off when Ghost Rider came out and this motherfucker is hanging from the
hanging off the head.
Yeah, I said that is the ugliest shit ever. Dude, yeah. Sir, I just see this question real quick. Sir Yuri, all Donnie Cates and I argued about was I made the comment that I think that Angel was better than Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the floodgates opened. That was the argument.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, here's the sad part. I kind of felt like a piece of shit because I actually agreed with Carter, but I just kept my mouth shut. I just stayed out of it because
this is what he did. Y'all. I swear to God. So we got Donnie Cates asking me, was something wrong with my head? Was I hurt? Was I in the hospital and shit? Ernie just doing this.
I'm going.
You said shit.
Look, I even kind of chimed in a little bit. But no, but the thing is, it was like they had Donnie Cates flame me on my show, like before my show. But no, but yeah, it's there's a lot of parity between the X-Men and the Eternals. Yeah. And here's the thing, and I saw a lot of people kind of flaming the Eternals on Twitter, basically saying how can they hang with the X-Men? Okay, y'all need to get that movie shit out y'all's head. The Eternals movie downplays how powerful the Eternals are incredibly. Yeah. Like in the movie, how like all of them seem to have one power. Mm-hmm. That's not how it is in the comics. In the comics, they all have the same power. Like all of them are superhumanly fast. All of them can read minds and control minds. All of them are superhumanly strong and invulnerable. All of them can create illusions. All of them can warp reality. All of them can, transmute matter. They can all do the same shit. The only difference is some of them are better at certain aspects of those powers than others, which is why Makari is faster than all the rest of them, which is why Gilgamesh is stronger than most of them, so on and so forth. Some of them are better at energy projection than others. It just depends. So that's why I keep telling people, it's like, why are y'all downplaying the Eternals? Like the Eternals will come in and cook the motherfuckers. That's just honestly just one of them could fuck up a team of X-Men, if we're being brutally honest here. But the thing is, a lot of people are going based off what they know from the movies or just what they just don't know about the Eternals at all. People just assume that they're sorry because people don't talk about them. It's like, no, it's just their books don't resonate with a lot of people, but that doesn't mean they're weak. Don't equate popularity with capability. Like, it's not, the two don't correlate. It's kind of like Wolverine's one of the most popular X-Men, probably the most popular X-Man in all existence. He is not the strongest X-Man. He ain't even in the top 100 of strongest X characters. Let's be clear about that. You know, Spider-Man is the most recognizable and one of the most popular Marvel characters of all time. He is not the strongest character in Marvel Comics. It's just to, you know, use yet another example. Also, that boy, the cup with $5 super chat says also the Eternal scene, the Mutants as Deviants, is a much more interesting storyline than Avengers versus Mutant versus Eternals. I do agree with that as well. I'm curious to see how they're going to play that up, because that's another thing. If you're only familiar with the movies, Deviants are different in Marvel Comics versus the MCU. Deviants, their bodies mutate and change at a level that, like, 'cause that's the thing about Eternals. Eternals don't change. They are forever who they are. They do not change at all.
Okay.
They do not evolve. Deviants do, and sometimes in ways beyond their control. So yeah, it would make and mutants, they do evolve as well. Like, you know, we get, that's why you have secondary mutations and shit like that. So it is a much more interesting story. I personally, I'm more interested in the Avengers, or not Avengers, but the Eternals versus X-Men side of this, you know, triangle than any other side of it. I am interested in the Avengers versus Eternals part of it as well. I'm less interested in Avengers versus X-Men.
You think another reason you're not interested in it is just because as a book, Avengers hadn't been hitting like that?
I like it. I haven't had a problem with the Jason Aaron's Avengers. I've actually rather enjoyed it. You know that. I've said that multiple times.
But I will say, I don't know about this event, just even if you take the Avengers out of the equation, because when it comes to event books, he ain't got the best record. Because Original Sin, because I actually saw some shit online where people were talking about how underrated and underappreciated Original Sin was. It's just because you all are now appreciating Andrew Garfield, don't take that shit over here, dog.
Well, no, I get it. Okay, Original Sin was, I didn't like the way it ended. I didn't mind the event as a whole. I didn't mind. I just didn't like the way it ended, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it is. Here's the thing. It's not just going to be Jason Aaron 100%, because these stories are also going to be carrying over. These stories are also going to be carrying over into the individual books as a whole. So that means Kieran Gillen will be involved. That also means, Jerry Duggan likely will be involved to some degree or another. I mean, like I said, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely the thing I'm the least interested in is seeing the Avengers go against the X-Men yet again. I'm not interested in that. But I do think that the Avengers versus the Eternals is an interesting thing because of what they're setting up. The jealousy and the pettiness between the Avengers and the Eternals, because the Eternals don't like the fact that the Avengers are renting an apartment in their god. They turn their god into a fucking condo or whatever.
Airbnb, real quick.
Yeah, Airbnb. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like, I actually think that's interesting. I like the idea of the Eternals realizing, wait a minute, these mutants over here. Whoa. Hold on, we've been letting them slide.
Somebody that smashed in there. You know.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly.
Somebody got knocked off in that celestial.
Well, you remember Thor and Hulk were in that motherfucker, breaking each other's cheeks off. So, yeah.
What could you imagine if like that celestial is like, maybe he's just underpowered and can't do anything, but he's still kind of cognitive real quick, and you just hear.
That's all you. It's
and
like
you can't move and can't do nothing.
And that shit is right next to his ear. he just seeing Jennifer Walters get put in the Steiner recliner.
You don't want to hear fucking Chris Hemsworth screaming, hollering, busting like that, man. I feel so bad for that. The Eternals gonna fuck them up, man. The Eternals gonna break them up.
Thor gonna be sitting here screaming, "I'm sorry, Heimdall. I'm sorry."
No, he ain't gonna be screaming nothing, but please don't hit my arm. That new issue, you see that new issue of Thor, boy? Please don't hurt my arms, man. Ooh, if y'all ain't read that new issue of Thor,
Donny Cates is Thor. Y'all say what y'all want. That junk is hitting. It is hitting.
That Thor book is hitting. God. When I tell you a page caught me completely off guard.
Oh no, I had to reread it. I was like going back, I was like, God damn, what the fuck? He just fuck. God damn. It was lit. It was lit. We also got one from Peace Nick 2K7 says, with the $5 super chat says, what do y'all think of the DSMOM rumor that they'll use the multiverse to fold in MCU's mutants?
So I'm not gonna lie to you. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of uneducated. So when I heard DSOM, my mind quickly tried to put it together. So I thought he was trying to say Dark Side of the Moon. So I was like, nigga, don't come in here talking about whack Transformers movies. Don't come in here with that. That's where my mind went. I have not had my coffee. I have not been to sleep. I'm sorry, y'all.
What he's talking about is Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
I could see that. However, I kind of don't want them to. I don't want them to use a multiverse to, which I mean they probably will, because that is a thing. But I kind of just don't want them to use that as a crutch for every introduction of something like a weird or new concept. I honestly think they should just let it. Honestly, I think what they should do is just let the snap be what kind of makes people start to notice that these things are happening, or something like that. Or I mean, you could say that. I mean, there's a number of reasons or things. Hell, you could. I don't know. I don't. I just wouldn't want it to be the multiverse. Like, oh, these guys came up from the multiverse. Hi. Because then that means they have to go back. But I mean, hey, honestly, X-Men kind of works better when they ignore the rest of the Marvel Comics universe. So who knows? Here, let me go. Oop, we got another one here. This one is from Talali House. Says, with a $5 super chat, want new Gambit staff, adamantium or vibranium, and explore the depth of powers. Character development. There's a con called Black Comics Day 2022 in San Diego. Carter, are you going?
No, because it's in San Diego. I'm not going out about that.
He's like, no.
I don't know nobody in that area. Plus, I'm gonna be busy working on. I almost let something slip.
Oh yeah, nah.
I almost let something slip.
Keep your mouth shut. Don't tell.
I almost let something slip.
I'm going
to be working on Sony and WB things. So no, I shall not be there, big dog.
He almost snitched. He almost snitched.
Did. Oh my God, my bag flashed before my eyes.
Dude, right? I was like, this motherfucker really about to give up the bag. Okay. God. Speaking of giving up the bag, let's talk about Jerry Conway real quick. He's not giving up the bag, by the way. He's fine. Jerry Conway's fine. I love Jerry Conway. But Jerry Conway, recently, he had an interview that was on a podcast called Endless Thread. And a lot of stuff came out of that podcast. A lot of information. Because Punisher has kind of been, I won't say in the zeitgeist, but Punisher's kind of just been a name that's been coming up a lot lately. For one reason or another, whether it's because of the upcoming new story arc where Punisher is going to be leading the hand and the changing of his symbol. Talk about people co-opting the Punisher symbol, all this stuff. Jerry Conway's talked about a lot of this stuff to varying degrees over the years, and he's not shy about his opinions about the character that he co-created. For those who don't know, Jerry Conway, yes, he is the co-creator of the Punisher. So if anyone would have an idea or understanding of the character and what he truly should mean, it would very likely be him. And Jerry Conway is not a fan of the Punisher these days. And a lot of people seem incredibly surprised by it. But one of the things that came out from this whole thing, people asked him why. People asked him why, or not why, but what he feels about police and people in the military using the Punisher symbol. Like, basically using it as a way of saying they identify with the Punisher's mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say in the past, Jerry Conway has been very vocal about the fact that he doesn't like that police officers and people in the military use the Punisher symbol, thinking that, you know, their alignment towards the Punisher makes them heroes. Because Jerry Conway has very often said that he feels the Punisher is not someone you should look up to. He's not supposed to be someone that law enforcement should look up to, because the Punisher as a representation is an indictment of the failures of the criminal justice system. Like, he doesn't feel like a police officer should be wearing a Punisher skull on their uniform or on their car and acting as though that should make people want to, you know, relate to them. This is something that even came up during Matthew Rosenberg's run of Punisher, where Punisher confronted some police officers who were wearing his skull. He's basically saying, no, you don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically saying that, no, you are supposed to be better than me. You're not supposed to be trying to emulate what I do. Jerry Conway agrees with that. Now, he was asked why he feels these people embrace the Punisher. He basically in this interview says that I didn't think it was the best thing in the world. But he says, I kind of see it because the Punisher was a vet, you know, and was a sharpshooter in Vietnam, and his updated version was an Iraq war vet. So, you know, it made sense to me that somebody working in that world would, you know, being a soldier, might embrace that. But that's one of those situations where it kind of this is something that you don't realize how popular the Punisher is with military law enforcement until you start to really dig into what some of these people talk about. Now, for those who don't know, that there was some of you may or may not know, the guy that was the subject of the novel and the movie American Sniper.
Yeah.
Chris Kyle. Guy that Bradley Cooper played. I think it was Bradley Cooper that played him.
It was Bradley Cooper.
Okay, so basically, even he credited the Punisher as an inspiration. And that a lot of people actually like, and you know, people in his unit, and that whole thing. But you know, even Chris Kyle's basically saying that, like, oh yeah, we all thought what the Punisher did was cool. He righted wrongs, he killed bad guys, he made wrongdoers fear him. We spray painted the Punisher skull on our Hummers and body armor and our helmets and all our guns, and we spray painted it on every building or wall we could. We wanted people to know we're here and we want to fuck with you. Like, that is, once again, that's kind of crazy to me, because once again, you know, you're supposed to be... With military, I find it less weird, I guess, because, yeah, that's kind of their job, is to kill people, I guess. But but I do find
it's not just their
it's not just their job. But I mean, I'm talking about, like, if you're in a war, you're not, like, shooting water guns at each other. You know what I mean? Like, so that, I mean, yeah, whatever. You're, like, okay, if you're a sniper, your job ain't to hand out Christmas cookies. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, you're not airmailing Christmas cookies to motherfuckers. You're shooting them and killing them. You're not even, it's a fact. It's just a fact. But I find it more weird when it's police officers. Because when police officers do it, I'm like, okay, you clearly missed the message.
Yeah.
Like, when you are a person who admires and props up vigilante heroes like Judge Dredd and Punisher, that lets me know you don't understand the source material. That you missed the message, that you didn't, that you only looked at the pictures. You didn't actually read the story for the context. But basically, and once again, you reiterated something that Jerry Conway said. He said that when he compares the Punisher to the police, saying that by definition, he, and by he's saying the Punisher, he's the opposite of what they're supposed to be. He is someone who is outside the law, taking the law into his own hands. So if they are claiming the Punisher as their symbol, they are saying they are outlaws and that they are criminals and that they are enemies of society. Is that really what they want to be saying? And he's even gone on to say that for too long, symbols associated with the character I co-created have been co-opted by forces of oppression and to intimidate Black Americans. This character and symbol was never intended as a symbol of oppression. This is a symbol of a systemic failure of equal justice. And it's time to claim this symbol for the cause of equal justice and Black Lives Matter. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people got up in arms, because he started taking the Punisher skull and repurposing it into a Black Lives Matter symbol. He also, and it wasn't just Black Lives Matter, he also did it for other marginalized groups like LGBTQIA+, so on and so forth. But a lot of people got upset about it. This was like the whole Skulls for Justice initiative that went out. That I'm trying to see if I can actually find. I don't know if I actually can find this. Here it is. I think. Let's see if this is actually still up. But yeah, this was actually like a fundraiser that Jerry Conway put together, and that all of the money that was generated by it went to Black Lives Matter, and people got really upset about it, almost egregiously upset. Like it was kind of weird, but like just kind of show you what I'm talking about. This is actually one of the shirts, like where they just took the Punisher skull, but like in the top of it, instead of just being like the plain white skull, it's like the Black Lives Matter, and the rest of it is like the Punisher skull, kind of like in a spray paint style fashion. But people got upset about that. But the thing is, Jerry Conway's always been incredibly vocal about his feelings towards the Punisher, to the point that this was also something that kind of made the rounds. This is something else that kind of made the rounds, where he talked about how he felt Marvel should actually, kind of like how they pass on mantles of characters, to new individuals, kind of like what they did with, I guess, technically what they did with Thor, when Jane Foster became Thor, Falcon became Captain America, Amadeus Cho became Hulk, so on. He was saying that, he, in a roundabout way, basically kind of said that he feels that Marvel should do something similar with the Punisher, because right now, in 2021, 2022, and going forward, it really ain't the best look for a white dude to be running around just gunning down Black folks and people of color in general. And just a white dude running around, taking the law into his own hands and just gunning down people left and right. Not a good look. It's not a good look. And basically when he was asked about it, he said he felt that in this modern era of Punisher, he said that he's perfectly okay with the fact that if Marvel decided to change the Punisher to a Black character, he's perfectly fine with it. He actually says he thinks that the Punisher should be a Black veteran if they should ever reboot the character or pass a mantle of the character on to somebody else.
There actually is one.
Yes, there is.
He is in the UK, I believe. I think he's a UK Punisher.
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to remember. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. No, not the rapper.
There's a rapper called the Black Punisher?
No,
did you put a big pun? Okay.
Oh, goddamn. But no, and I want to say, God, this was from like 5 ever ago, I think. I don't know if I can actually find it, but basically, long story short, basically what he went on to say was that, he said, there'll come a time, just like in the 80s, when that character can be rebooted, and turned into something new. And he says, my personal preference would be that the next iteration of the Punisher would be a Black vet, who comes back and faces the issues that minorities in the world face today. And he goes on to say that, you know, for many people of my generation, you know, and he's talking about the Vietnam War when he's talking about this. He said, for my generation, that was a fundamental social crime that we felt that the government was perpetuating, which by itself sort of undermined your sense of government as a force for good. The Punisher represents kind of a Rorschach test for the era that readers discovered him in. He says, for me, in the early 70s, he was a response to a dysfunctional era in American history. In the 80s, he's a triumphant character representing a black and white view of the world. And in the 2000s, he's the dysfunctional Punisher, the despairing, tragic hero who is really an outcast and no longer represents anything except his own id, which is kind of not an unfair criticism of the Punisher. I actually challenge anyone who read the Punisher, especially Garth Ennis's Punisher, because that was kind of his nice way of saying Garth Ennis's Punisher. When he talks about the 2000s, yeah, I challenge anyone to tell me that this man had a mission that meant anything other than just killing criminals, because, you know, of his own personal beliefs or whatever.
Yeah, there was an arc where I think it was Punisher Max, matter of fact. There was an arc where somebody desecrated his family's grave. And at that point, he started killing people that did the smallest of fucking crimes. Yeah. In that Garth Ennis run. Yep. Like, you had motherfuckers that were scared to jaywalk because they thought the Punisher was gonna get them. So
yeah, he was a little a rebel without a cause, basically. He just did whatever. And I agree with Jerry. I agree with Conway largely because, yes, the Punisher does represent the era that you discovered him in to you as a person. And what he's kind of getting at here is that what is the experience for black veterans who stand up for their country, come back home, and still have to face being mistreated or done wrong because people, like, it's that whole, thank you for your service, but you got to go sit the back. You can't. We don't serve your kind here. That type of. Not saying that stuff like that still happens, but just kind of like the feeling, feeling that you can still fight for this country, but we still don't accept you. It was something that was even addressed in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not to a large degree, as much as it probably could have been, but that was actually one of the underlying arcs of that series was, I'm black, man. I'm fighting for this country. Can't nobody tell me I can't defend the country, that I can't stand up for my country. I'm going to do what I want to do. I would love to see if you were going to do the Punisher, it would be more interesting to me if it were a black person. Yeah. I just sent it to you now. He was actually the England version of the Punisher. His name was Nigel Higgins. Yep. There you go. I see him. Here, let's see if we can blow it up. There we go. Yeah, let me pull this back up and bang. There you go. But yeah, here's the cat. But yeah, if they actually, honestly, hell, you can bring this character back as far as I'm concerned. Look at him walking about that TARDIS. Look, about all I hear is whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Dude, hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I wouldn't be against it. I think that let it be a thing. I think the Punisher is one of those things that, honestly, even better. And I know Marvel won't do it because the symbol is just too iconic and it generates too much money. But you could just do away with the Punisher entirely and just make an entirely new character. I did think it was funny that people were going at his head, but it's like, and I know this is gonna be a lot of flack, but I feel like if you're one of the original creators of this thing, they can say, do, dictate, whatever the fuck they want because they're the ones that had a hand in it. This reminded me of when people went at
the creator of Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people that were going at him because of how he had some of the gangs in there. And he's like, I made it. This is what I meant when I made that character. Don't tell me how I should have done the shit that was mine. So it's just
like you're telling the creator what their shit is supposed to mean. It's like, no, it means what they said it meant.
Ernie, I don't think you should talk about COVID stuff on the Blerd Cave. I think you should strictly keep it comics. All I do is watch, and I give some super chats from time to time. But I think you should just keep it strictly focused on comics, not people that play comic characters on TV, on the I almost said boob tube. I almost showed my fucking age on now.
Oh man, I saw you getting ready to form that word too. I knew it was coming. But you know what I would say in response to that?
Oh God.
You know what I think you should do?
What's that?
Shut the fuck up. I think it's my shit. I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm the motherfucker who wakes up on Saturday and could be doing literally anything else other than what I'm doing currently. And yet I'm here doing this. But that's just me. I could literally be in the other room playing with my kid. We could be playing Smash Brothers right now.
I'm so happy you said something wholesome, like playing with your daughter, like not getting some ass or something. Like
I could be doing that as well. I could literally be in the next room, putting my wife in the master lock. But I'm just saying. I mean, I get it. And you know what? It is what it is. You don't have to like everything or everything that I do. I don't like everything that anyone does. There's some things that I don't enjoy. But, yeah, don't tell me what to do with my shit. I don't, look, what was it? What was I used to tell people back in the day? I don't come down to the street corner that you're working on and slap the dick out of your mouth and tell you how to suck dick. So, shut the fuck up. Don't come to my job and tell me how to run the Blerd Cave.
Triple Dot 31 saying, "Wow, boob tube though." We watched. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah. Oh no, we ain't shit. Is what we are. That's precisely what we are. We ain't shit. Let's see here. Here I'm scrolling back just a little bit because I want to make sure we don't miss anything. We got $120 super chat from Jonathan Moda. Says he was 2 classes after mine, sniper school, and he was one of the biggest out there. I'll just leave it right here. Talking about Chris Kahn.
Talking about Chris Kahn.
Yeah, which I mean, honestly, I have no love for the motherfucker. Honestly,
I don't know him. I know the movie. Yeah. That's all I know.
Well, no, I've heard people talk about his nature. And I've never heard anyone say anything good. I'll just put that out there. That's all I'm saying. Let's see here. And then here we got another one here. We got a 1999 super chat here from Conway Bergdog. Says, veteran here. I do not think that killing is a good thing. If I do not have to kill, I would sleep better at night. Instead of having conversations of people that thought they were doing the right thing. And that's the thing. And you know what? With the passage of time, I think we start to recognize things and see things through a different lens, especially if we have experience in those areas. And that is something that I do think is incredibly important and incredibly powerful. That if a person is, case one, we're talking about Punisher here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way I kind of feel about characters like Batman. You got, I view Batman in a different lens today than I did when I was 5 years old. Obviously. When I was a kid growing up, and even as a teenager, I thought Batman was the coolest thing. I thought it was so cool. Man, so awesome, man. Dude's rich. Dude's got a suit. He goes out. He saves the day. Dude's great.
Got a suit.
Yeah. But now, you know what I think about when I think about Batman? I think about a white dude with a lot of money and a lot of privilege. And he just puts on that suit and beats the fuck out of mentally ill people. That's what I think about when I think about Batman these days. I think like, man, do you know all that money he could be putting into programs and education programs, and things to fix homelessness and to give police better training? Nah, he just wants to use that money to go out and beat the shit out of motherfuckers wearing Fenty and rocking purple suits with fucking what was that shit they used to have back in the day? Was it the punky color hair dye, whatever? That's what Batman does. That's what Batman represents to me. That's what Punisher represents to me. He's a guy he's like, honestly, nowadays, I see Punisher, and yeah, I know some people might disagree with me and think I'm being hyperbolic, but I just think a Punisher is like just a fictitious version of Kyle Rittenhouse. Just a guy that just decided he wanted to take his guns and go out and shoot somebody. That's kind of what I think of the Punisher nowadays. And I mean, and yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say that, oh, well, what about other superheroes? They break the law. No, what I'm talking about is people who have the mission statements that these characters have. These characters who say, I'm going to take the law into my own hands and I'm going to harm and kill people for justice. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's just what I see. Same thing with Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil has touched on this. What was the whole point of Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run is deconstructing the criminal justice system and what it means to be a vigilante. Is Daredevil right to go out and beat the shit out of people? Should he be held accountable? And the fact that he did actually end up killing somebody. And it wasn't even like a supervillain. It was this dude knocking over a liquor store. It was just some jabroni that he beat shit out of, and motherfucker died.
He's keeping that same energy in Devil's Reign because he want Kingpin up out of here.
Oh yeah, no, he's like, no, he got to go. He said, no, we like literally, what was it? Miles Morales basically said, we gonna disappear the Kingpin.
It wasn't even that. He said, we gonna disappear the mayor.
The mayor. He's like, y'all want to disappear the mayor. He's like, wait, Miles Morales like, wait, hold on, y'all. And Daredevil's like, no, he got to go. Like, I love how literally Jessica Jones and Daredevil, they figured that shit out quick. They're like, Jessica was like, nah, this feel like Purple Man. This got Purple Man written all over it. And the first thing Daredevil said was, yeah, nah, Fisk is behind it. Let's go. He's like, everybody, round up. Come on. He's like, Cap, get your shield. Come on, we going. We riding. But no, I did find that very interesting. But yeah, we got Jonathan Motor here with the $20 super chat. Says, I served 4 tours, came back home to get harassed by police in New York City and attacked on the subway after 45, was in office, told to go back to your country. And that's the thing, that's still a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Like like I said, y'all, if we're going to continue the Punisher experiment, I agree with Jerry Conway. It's time to look at it through a different lens. Like, honestly, this, what Jonathan just described, I'd rather read that Punisher story than to read the story about a guy whose family was gunned down. I mean, yeah, I guess if you just really want to inject pain into it, I mean, yeah, I guess you can gun down this guy's family. If you want to do a Black Punisher, gun down his family too. But I think pain from the perspective of being treated as less than when you're out here trying to do what's right, I think that is a more important thing. Hold on, let me see something here. And then we got Gunmel Sage with $5 super chat. Says, that's why I don't let people buy me coffee or a meal, because they would not do it if I was in my regular clothes. Shake my hand today, call cops tomorrow. No, that's 100%. And once again, this is why I think this is a more interesting story. That would be a more interesting usage of the Punisher, that to have a black veteran, a whole ass black veteran, and how they are mistreated, and that is what pushes them to try to do something. To try and fix a broken system, or at least try to do what a broken system cannot do. It does mean you would probably lean into some issues like white supremacy, white nationalism, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Because I have the same mentality. What was it? Back in the day, old school jungle action Black Panther did Black Panther versus the Klan. One of the things I remember was they said that Marvel used to get mail in all the time saying that white people hated Black Panther. They hated the Black Panther comics because there weren't any white people in them. So what was their answer? They did Black Panther versus the Klan. There you go. There's your white people. That's the type of energy I like to see.
Yeah.
But anywho's, moving along. Carter?
Yes.
Let's talk about James Gunn for a few minutes.
All right.
So, Carter, did you catch the craziness going on with people losing their minds about a statement that James Gunn had made in an interview with Deadline's Hero Nation podcast?
I did not. I thought you were going to say something about Peacemaker.
No. We'll talk about Peacemaker here in a sec. I just want to get this out of the way because I think people really need to chill the fuck out. So basically, James Gunn said that people freaked out about this for really no fucking reason. He said that when people asked what is going to be going on with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, what's the, what can we expect to see with the team, so on and so forth. James Gunn came out and said that this is going to be the last time people will see this team of Guardians.
Okay.
And folks started losing their minds. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my Lord, what are they going to do to my Groot? What are they killing off Drax? Like, people are just losing their fucking mind.
Yeah.
And James Gunn basically came out and gave some clarification, said that this is the end for us. The last time people will see this team of Guardians. He says it's big. It's so big and dark and different from what people might be expecting it to be, which honestly, now that I've said that statement out loud, and this is me talking, not James Gunn, I thought he was talking about something else for a minute. But anyway, he goes on to say that I just want to be true to the characters, the story, and give people the wrap-up that they deserve for the story. That's always a little bit scary, but I'm doing my best. And there's probably a lot of reasons for this. Outside of just, for one, this is just a story he wanted to tell. This is his trilogy. This is how he wants to end it. But also, there are some actors that are probably going to be exiting. We know that Drax's actor, Dave Bautista, he seems kind of incredibly disinterested in working with Marvel on anything again. He's kind of in his feelings about something. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And we also know that no one seems to be terribly fond of Chris Pratt anymore these days. The rest of the cast, I think everybody's just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Everybody else is all right. But, I'm not surprised by this. I do think... Here's the thing I think that's going to happen here. Everybody's making it sound as though he's just going to kill off all these characters. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that some of these characters, maybe one or two of them might get killed off. The rest of them will probably just ride off into the sunset and just not be around.
Okay.
But I don't think all of the characters are going to be wholesale gone. I think that if they do decide to do more with the Guardians of the Galaxy, some of them will probably still stick around. It's just that the team as a whole will probably be very different. Like, if they made a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, instead of having Star-Lord, Groot, Gamora, Drax, Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, all the other stuff, the team will look very different. It'll be more like, Adam Warlock is on the team now, and maybe Nova is the leader, and maybe Gamora is still sticking around, or maybe she's not.
I mean, they do that in the comics anyway. That doesn't necessarily mean that team is just they're not gonna have any kind of cameo or anything like that. But I'm down for it because that's gonna give opportunities to other actors. That's gonna give opportunity for fans of the MCU to be introduced to new cosmic marvel that they probably never even fucking saw before. So
right. Well, I mean, even look at it. I mean, Grant, I know this is not the most popular run of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I remember when Donny Cates was on the book, he drastically changed the makeup of the team. Granted, while still maintaining some core aspects of it. Like you look here, you've got Groot at the top, you got Moondragon, Nova, Silver Surfer, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Adam Warlock. You got Gladiator, Phyla-Vell, Darkhawk, Beta Ray Bill, and Star-Lord down the bottom. And here's the thing. You don't really see it here, but Rocket was still on the team, and Gamora was still around too, and Star Fox was technically the leader of the group. Thanos' brother, Star Fox. So, I mean, that said, the team can change to be whatever it wants. And honestly, there have been other iterations of the team over time where, heck, we've even seen some of these characters. Hell, at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, you actually see some characters that are from one of the other iterations of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think people. So let everybody just calm down. Calm down.
Yep.
Calm down. And it's going to be okay. And honestly, it's probably for the best. I don't want to see these characters. Honestly, personally, I don't even want to see these characters again after this third movie. I honestly would have been perfectly fine if they just would have moved on, period, after the second one and just, whatever. But they got stories to tell, so let them tell their story. When they get done, they make Guardians Volume 4. I want to see new faces. I don't want to see these same motherfuckers again. But that said,
yeah,
James Gunn is the soup du jour. He is the hot topic as of late because of Peacemaker, which has been doing numbers. Apparently, Forbes has recognized that Peacemaker is the highest reviewed DCEU project above every other movie anything. Not just the TV shows, but even above the movies. This pissed off a lot of Snyderverse.
Well, I knew that was coming. I was gonna say I'm surprised because I thought the one movie that everybody was a fan of was Shazam, and I thought Shazam did numbers.
Shazam did well, and it is a very well-received film. It's one of the better-received movies in the DCEU, even though most people don't want to recognize that. Actually, the movies that people critically have favored the most have been Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, not 84. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, even though it not as high as Wonder Woman and Shazam. Matter of fact, there was even a running gag for a while that people preferred the movies in the DCEU that didn't have Batman or Superman in it. But then you fast forward to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. That also changed some things because that one people were like, oh wow, DC can actually do it. They can actually pull these things off without having to make a 4.5 hour long movie with a lot of slow-mo in it. But that all aside, they basically, James Gunn's got some pull. And apparently okay, there's 8 episodes of Peacemaker. This shows you how much pull James Gunn has. Apparently DC wanted to put out all 8 episodes like boom, off rip. He said no. He didn't want him to do it. He said there's no way. And he didn't want, but for one, he says because apparently the finale of Peacemaker is a really big finale, and he didn't. And he knew that there was no way that people would not get spoiled. Okay. So he wanted basically everything to be released like slow burn, week to week. He said he basically the compromise was releasing the first 3 episodes at once and then week to week everything else, which I think is I think that's fair. I think that's incredibly fair. But
I'm surprised he would even want something like that. Looking at the other shows that they have put on HBO Max and Netflix, and everybody's doing well, not Netflix, but everybody.
Yeah. Netflix
DC is trying.
Everything.
Yeah, Netflix is dropping everything, but the HBO Max, DC Universe, they're doing
Amazon
the
Prime,
TV
they do
show
it too.
weekly thing. Okay.
Yeah, because Amazon, they did Wheel of Time, The Boys, and various other shows. They released the first 3 episodes, and then they go, okay, now we're week to week on everything else.
Okay.
But the other thing that came out in this is people asked whether or not we were going to see any more of Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Or any other, Suicide Squad related things. And this is something that some of this is stuff we technically kind of already knew because James Gunn has talked about it before. But apparently he does already have plans in place for a season 2 of Peacemaker.
Okay.
When they ask him about it, he says basically there's a really good chance of a season 2. The show is doing extraordinarily well, and we're excited. We all like doing it. We just need to cross some T's and dot some I's, which is basically me. Basically what he's saying is he is the determining factor as to whether or not that goes forward.
Man, how much money are they about to have to give him? Oh, God.
Man, dude.
How much money they about to give him? Oh, my God. I almost said John Legend. We need to get this show over with so I can go to bed.
He's like, I got to go to bed.
What's her name? Is it? I don't want to say Adebayo. Is it Danielle? I want to say Danielle.
Danielle
shit. Brooks. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that entire cast is just gonna have.
He's getting. Oh no, he's getting double checked up because his wife. His
wife's hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, dude. Could you just imagine? Yeah, you get your check. yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, she's sitting here like, yeah. My DC check just hit. Yeah. He said, wow. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Mine just hit 2. Yeah, mine just hit 2. Yeah. But no, how awesome is that? And John Cena, by the way, is like, I love how John Cena is starting. I mean, Grant, I'm not trying to say he's making The Rock money now, but I feel like John Cena is finally starting to reach that echelon.
I think with these, he's about to hit it.
Yeah, like, because that was the thing. What was one of the key things we said our takeaways from the Suicide Squad? Peacemaker. Character we shouldn't give a fuck about. He actually had one of the better arcs. John Cena, you could tell he was taking the role seriously. He was actually really into it. The show, he's really into it. Yeah, he is just he's acting his ass off. Oh,
that Peacemaker one shot that came out from Garth Ennis, I literally had John Cena's voice in my head reading all that shit.
Like he's Peacemaker. He's Peacemaker. I'm sorry. There's no. It's like that's like honestly when I think of Peacemaker from now on going forward, even in the current Suicide Squad, that's John Cena. That's John Cena as far as I'm concerned. But he did actually go on to say that they are working on something else, another TV show that's connected to that universe, and very likely meaning the Suicide Squad. Though they won't say what it is. They can't say what it is yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that when we get to the final episode of Peacemaker for the season, something tells me we'll have a strong idea of what it could possibly be. I know a lot of people I know when the Peacemaker show came out, a lot of people kept saying they wanted it to be Bloodsport. They felt the Bloodsport should have gotten a TV show, and I know it's going to sound terrible coming from me, I would have been fine with a Bloodsport show. But I kind of feel like his story got told. We didn't get Peacemaker's story in the Suicide Squad, so that's kind of why he's getting a TV show. I feel like there's certain characters I would just be more interested in seeing a show about than Bloodsport. Which, I mean, if they want to do like a prequel on Bloodsport, I'd be fine with that. That'd be cool.
I don't want Idris Elba to take any work away from the Luther movie. Let him work on Luther the movie.
Yes, that actually. Cool, thank you,
but I won't Luther the movie.
Thank you. Actually, I'm glad you said that. Yes, please. Can we just let him be Luther a little bit longer? Thank you. Please. Thank you. Okay. Honestly, and to be fair, I would even rather they do like honestly, I would be more interested in like a Polka Dot Man prequel.
I would never watch that.
Dude, no, I want it. I'm fucking
sorry.
want it.
I'm not watching it.
I want it.
I'm not watching
I
that.
want it. I want it. Actually, just whatever you do, keep Flula Borg out of it. I don't want Flula Borg near anything else. That motherfucker.
But you hating on Javelin, okay, bro?
Dude, I'm sorry. That man he gets on my nerves, especially after that DC. What was it? The DC Nation
fandom.
Oh yeah, DC fandom. Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I think that's it. That's all our stories, man. That's all our stories. We got through everything. We made it. We arrived. Carter, yeah, you know what? Because we messed this up last week. Do you have a recommended for this week?
Oh, my recommended was the newest issue of Thor this week.
Newest issue of Thor?
Yeah.
All right, I see you.
Since we were just talking about in that twist, I was not expecting. And another thing that people have forgotten, I had to remind people on Twitter about it. If you read that issue of Thor, you know they were talking about it. They were talking about a big bad.
Yes.
But the big bad that we got at the end of the issue was not the big bad they were talking about. That's something else that's gonna happen. So
yeah.
My thing is, if this ain't it, what the fuck is in the sun right now?
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. It actually made me go back and start trying to find out what all enemies have they knocked into the sun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and read the Jason Aaron stuff, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Oh no. There's no way you're not reading the Jason Aaron stuff to connect these.
And I think this is why more people are pissed at Donny Cates right now, just because he is clearly going to he's catching the pass.
Yeah,
from Jason Aaron's run and going with it, as opposed to the Hulk stuff, which everybody wanted him to follow the Al Ewing stuff, and we're 3 issues in right now, and
it doesn't seem like he is.
He's not like in the fucking slightest. It's his own thing. He's already said, but I say that just because I think I'm going to go back and read those first issues of Thor to see how their pacing was, because with this Hulk, I don't know, man. I think this is going to be the one where you have to wait for the trade to get the complete story, because we're 3 issues in right now, and I'm still just kind of.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I do think that I'm enjoying the Hulk, but I do think that. Okay, you know what this is? I'm gonna use Ta-Nehisi Coates as an example. When Intergalactic Empire Wakanda came out, nobody understood it. Nobody got it. Everybody was very confused about what it was supposed to be. And then by the time the first trade dropped, people started kind of understanding it. And then by the time the second trade dropped, that's where everybody was like, oh, okay, that's where they're going. Okay. I kind of feel like Hulk is going to be the same way. I think by the time we get to the end of when that first trade drops, we'll have a very strong idea of what's happening. And then by the time the second trade drops, it's going to be like, got you. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Thor, when I first started reading Donny Cates' Thor, the first few issues, I kind of did feel like he was ignoring what Jason Aaron has set up, because what's the first thing that happens in Donny Cates' Thor is that Thor has become, by the end of Jason Aaron's run, he has become the king of Asgard. He is already getting enslaved by Galactus. They're like, oh, you king? Yeah, nah, fuck that. You ain't king. Nah, I don't give a fuck, you king. You work for me now. Like Galactus just came in and Suge Knighted this motherfucker.
Now. Wow.
He just came in and Suge Knighted him. Just said, nah, give me all your shit. Just came in and deboed Asgard. I mean, he didn't really, but no, it was one of those things where it's like, wait, isn't he supposed to be king? Is that supposed to mean something? And it's like, no, there's bigger things out there. That was Donny Cates' way of saying, yeah, he may be king of Asgard, but there's bigger shit out there. And I kind of feel like he's saying something similar with the Hulk. Yeah, Hulk's the strongest one there is, but what if he ain't? You know, what if there's other shit out there? Like we said, we don't know. We don't know what Cates is building to. We know what he's building to, but we don't know exactly the purpose behind it. So we could get to the end of this trade and find out, yeah, he is following up Immortal Hulk. We just don't know how. We get to the second trade and figure that out. But I will say, yeah, it wasn't evident right off rip that Donny Cates was immediately following Jason Aaron's stuff. The only thing that kind of gave you any evidence is that Thor was still king of Asgard. That was it. That was the only thing you had to go with. But I like it though. I love it. It's one of those things. I think that Thor is a better week to week read. I think Hulk is going to be one of those books you're going to want to trade wait. You're going to wait till about maybe 1 or 2 trades stack up and then read it. Which that's not a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I used to trade wait. Oh God, what was it? Eternals. When Kieran Gillen took over Eternals, I wasn't reading it week to week. I just waited for the trade, and when the trade came out, I was like, "All right, cool, I'll read it." And then I read it, I was like, "Oh, this shit's good." So I mean, it happens. It's not an everyday thing, but it does happen. It does happen. I was trade waiting Justice League when Scott Snyder was writing it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good run. But yeah, my recommended is not a comic this week. My recommended is actually going to be a TV show. A TV show that just came out. Actually, I'm going to recommend 2 TV shows, actually, because they both came out the same fucking day. Yeah. One is a Netflix television series that some of you may or may not. Some of you may or may not have caught wind of it. And here, let me see if I can find here it is. And it is called All of Us Are Dead. This is a Korean. It's a Korean TV show, about 12 episodes. Basically, a zombie outbreak happens at these kids' school, and like, if you've ever seen the movie Train to Busan, it's very derivative of Train to Busan. They even make a reference to Train to Busan in the first episode, where one of the kids is like, "Oh my god, this is like Train to Busan." And because the zombies, they turn fast, they're not slow, they are very quick. Like, you remember, like, Carter, you saw Train to Busan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how, like, when they would transform, like, when the people would turn into zombies, their bodies would, like, contort and twist and shit?
Yeah.
They do the same thing here. But yeah, the kids are trapped in a school, and they all have their own little personal dramas and things like that going on between them, but also the school itself is overrun with zombies. It's interesting. It's an interesting show. I like where it's going. The other show I'm going to recommend is Vox Machina. The legend of Vox Machina. This is an Amazon Prime show. For those of you familiar with Matt Mercer's Critical Role, this is the TV series that they put on Kickstarter that they were trying to get made. It's an anime-style television series that follows their characters from the Critical Role Dungeons and Dragons game that they play on Twitch all the time. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't watch this in the room with your babies. It looks like a cartoon. It is not for children.
Okay.
There in the first episode, I mean, literally within the first few minutes, you will see a dwarf clapping some woman's cheeks with her titties out for everybody to see, and you can see the back of that dude's nuts. Do not watch this with your children in the room. It is not for your children. There is cussing, there is blood, gore, violence, and I mean gratuitous violence. These characters look like they ain't shit, but yes, they are about that life. There's a part where this motherfucker right here, the big orc-looking dude, there's a part where this dude literally got a half a chunk of his rib cage just hanging out, and he is asking whether or not he is supposed to be bleeding this much blood, and blood is literally just pouring out of his shit. These people are with the shits. This is basically, for those who don't know what I mean, or maybe some of you do, if you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, there's times where some people like to run campaigns where the characters are either evil or morally ambiguous. This is that. The characters aren't necessarily evil, but they're not heroes. They're not good guys. They just happen to take out bad guys. They're equally as bad themselves. And it's really cool. It's very nice dynamic. It's basically and because these characters mirror the people who are actually playing them, it feels more like actually watching someone play Dungeons and Dragons, because these people are basically very self-interested. They're just trying to enhance their own story. It's really interesting. But yeah, there you go. So that's my recommended for the week. Let's get into some questions.
Okay.
We got one from Tubes, one with the $5 super chat says, to be fair, Batman does do those things. He bought an apartment building for homeless people living rent free, but most writers forget to show it. That is true. That is something. He does do good things. I don't want to take that away. Batman does do good things for his community, his city. It's just that he does other shit that is, what's the best way to put it? It kind of betrays what he does. Like, people say, oh, why don't you just give your tech to the police? I'm glad he doesn't, because that would be terribly short-sighted. But I do feel like he should pay to get, instead of spending time spying on the police and knowing who works when and what guard's supposed to be at Arkham and what time and when the lunch breaks are, maybe he should pay some money to get them better training so they can be prepared for when the Joker busts up out the prison for the 889th time. So maybe there wouldn't be a 900th time. is more where I'm at with it. Let's see here. Oh, we got another one here. Where did it go? Because it kind of jumped around on me a little bit. Here it is. We got one from Gokon Shuri's baby father with a $5 super chat says, you think the mutant gentle is going to have to make a choice between his homelands? Probably. Carter, did you read Black Panther?
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I was not expecting him to be an agent. I thought he was just.
You thought he was legit mad.
I just thought he just wanted to lay hands on T'Challa because he, boy,
dude, you know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
It reminded me of Friday. Remember when Debo punched the shit out of Red?
Oh man,
like bop! I was like, ooh.
I had to go pull up Comixology because I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened at the end of Black Panther? I thought I read that. What the fuck going on? And then it gets to the end and you realize he's one of the sleeper agents as well. So I'm just
was put on show. Oh no, the whole time when they were arguing with one another, I was like, I don't remember Gentle and Black Panther being like tight with each other, like being angry with each other.
Yeah. Like
this. I was like, why is Gentle so angry all of a sudden? I was like, this is like, I'm not gonna lie, I was that motherfucker. I was like, this is very out of character. I don't like how John Ridley is doing this. And then when they cut to the next panel, that motherfucker was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, I had to make it look good.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, it's cool, man, but I gotta deactivate you, man. Yeah, I know you out here spying for me, but I'm gonna need you to. Yeah, we're gonna have to cool on that. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, my faith in John Ridley is like as quick as I lost faith in John Ridley. That's how good a writer he is. That motherfucker made me lose faith in him on page 10, and by page 12, I was like, oh, okay, cool, we good.
It's funny just because Storm doesn't know about this, correct?
No, she doesn't.
And they had just had the conversation about no more secrets, no more laughs. So it's like, that shit over with before it started. You better get in all the strokes you can, T'Challa.
But also, I love how they're lying to everybody, because remember when T'Challa pulls up, he doesn't refer to Black Panther as Storm's boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, he's the ex-husband.
Yeah, he says ex-husband. He don't mention anything. Like, so basically, Storm ain't telling nobody. And it's obvious when you get through that issue. It's like, oh, yeah, they're hiding the fact that they're... Because that was one of the things I always said that I didn't like, is that it felt like when you read the Black Panther comics, Storm and Black Panther were together again. Like, everything was cool. There wasn't no problems. Yeah. Everything was just right. And then you get to them X-Men books, and they just, every turn, it felt like they were trying to break these fools up. And now you get to this, is like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. They've explained it, because they're both keeping it a secret that they're back together with their respective parties. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, that shit was kind of wild. Jace Davidson with a $5 super chat says, y'all talk Saga. I picked up the newest issue, which was great, but damn, totally forgot this is not a book to read around your children. Yeah,
yes.
Please do not read Saga.
Don't read Saga. Even if it's not nudity, it's something insane. Like, I think it's literally like I think it's like the third page, just a full page spread of just Tiggo's just right there. Just boom. It kind of mirrors the first issue when she was naked, when she was giving birth and was cursing. But I did read Saga. I don't know if Ernie did. Ernie, y'all got to realize Ernie been pumping out videos, this, that, and third.
I have, yes.
How two people that don't like each other can have a conversation about killing a child while 69ing each other and riding. I forgot about Saga, man.
Yeah, dude, Saga gets wild, man.
You see what happens when your shit doesn't come out for like a 5-year break?
Dude, I told you they missed a whole presidency.
Dude,
Saga missed a whole presidency. That motherfucker been on hiatus for a whole presidency.
Yeah, so the fact that the will is eating this woman out while she is telling him to go murder children, only for him to be like, "What?" with the coochie juice clearly drawn all on his person.
This motherfucker come up looking like this motherfucker. This fool did this shit. He popped up looking like he just got done eating a glazed donut. He just
I'm finna say that wasn't the wheel, that was the glazed. That's what that was. Like, bruh. And like Fiona Staples like clearly draws the coochie juice on his face. I bust out laughing when I read it.
Dude, honestly,
I did read it.
I think Fiona Staples might be one of my favorite artists, just because Fiona don't give a fuck. Yeah. Fiona don't give a fuck.
I will say this: now that we have concrete evidence about what happened in the previous issue from 5 fucking years ago.
Oh yeah.
That kind of makes me a little bit worrisome that this is going to end on a very sad note. But at least now we know, because he does say at the end of the book that he has 100. We're at the halfway mark, basically.
Yeah,
I think he said like 103, 100. It wasn't 110. It was before that. So. Like 105, 106 issue story that he wants to do. So at least now he has a I don't know what I'm doing. What do they call those things? Like a
roadmap.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. He has a roadmap for Saga now. So hopefully in these 5 years, he already got the other issues pumped and ready to go. Because I don't need another 4 or 5 years to happen to where I don't have another issue, man.
No. I don't think that needs to be a thing.
No, Chetty Gibbs. It has not only been 3 years. It's
been closer to 4.
4 or 5.
I think it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's go. Let's get to some questions. Ooh, questions. Let's see here. Let's get on to. Oh, hey, we got one here from the fam. Bam! Michelle O'Rourke out here says, "Hey, Blerd, I missed you boys, but life has been hectic with my daughter and my husband. But I just put my daughter down for an afternoon nap. There you go. Bam! That's what I'm talking about. And hey, I hope everybody is happy and healthy and having a good time, having a good weekend. I hope y'all are staying safe and just giving that baby all the love and everything. Just spoil the shit out of him. Spoil the shit out of her. Just do it. Spoil her. God damn it. Because that's what I do to mine. Might be like, Daddy, can I get some Robux? Yeah, you can get some Robux, baby girl. Go ahead. Go get you some new skins. Go get you some extra lives in them Roblox games. Dude, shop up 5 years shit. That mother came up looking like he just got a fresh order Krispy Kreme. like dude, but see, you know what? That's why that's why I love Fiona Staples. Oh, let's see. We got Clyde D with the $5 super chat. Said not even gonna lie, I'm hyped for the new Captain America comics. Sam may have gotten the shield back because of the MCU, but I'm happy for a second chance. And you know what? And I hope they do something with it. I hope they really, you know. And I know they are because the solicits have said as much. But I really hope this is a comic with something to say. I really do. Not to say that previously he didn't. I mean, he did. It just I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was executed quite as well as it could have been. I'm not gonna lie, I just love the fact that this shit came back up. Was a storm truly is a goddess, loved all, in the words of Ezra Miller. Bye.
Oh god.
I fucking love that. I don't know why I should say it. You know what? You know that can that be a thing? Can we make that a thing? Just like you can just tell somebody some life threatening shit and then end it with bye. My God. My bad. Anyway. Let's also, I think we got some questions in here too from Discord. We'll make sure we don't miss these either. We got one from Obsidian King. Says, seeing as how the pool of famous Hollywood actors not already in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, DCU is increasingly shrinking as these movies make more money and dominate the market. What roles would y'all like to see some of your favorite actors, old or new, that aren't already roped into these movies play when they inevitably join? You know, I'm gonna throw one out there. Just because I feel like this actor's on his way out. He's starting to take less roles of this magnitude. Talking about Ron Perlman.
Okay.
Because a lot of people recently, he was in the news very recently, because he talked about the fact that he very likely would not, if they did a Hellboy 3, that they would continued the story of his version of the character, that he wouldn't come back because... well, for one, the guy is like 70 years old now.
Yeah.
But he did say he'd do it for the fans. He just didn't think it would turn out well. But I think Ron Perlman still has some juice, some gas in the tank. But as
all this CG in Hollywood now,
most certainly. Like honestly, back before they cast Josh Brolin as Thanos, that's actually the guy that I would have liked. Because of his voice. Nice one to see. Yeah, his voice. By the way, I don't know, Carter, do you watch Star Trek Discovery at all?
No.
Okay, I was actually joking with my wife about this. You know, Thanos coming up just now just made me think about it. But there's a character on the show by the name of Book. And his actor is actually the original Thanos from the first Avengers movie. Wow. And I just think it's funny because every time I see the motherfucker, I'm like, hey, it's Thanos. it's the first Thanos. He's the motherfucker that turned around, was like, with the smile and shit. But no, Ron Perlman, I tell you what I'd like to have. You know what? Since he hasn't been cast, we don't, or at least we don't know he's been cast. Let that motherfucker be Galactus. Let that motherfucker be the voice of let him be the voice of Galactus. I'd be down for that. Ron Perlman has a voice that I just think is criminally not used enough. Ron Perlman, it's guys like Ron Perlman, Clancy Brown, people like that I feel like, man, y'all have these like crazy, like ominous voices, man. It's a shame y'all don't do more with that. Not to say they don't. Clancy Brown has a lot of roles. But and so does Ron Perlman. But I just love that Ron Perlman doesn't give a fuck anymore, and that's what I like. He don't give a fuck. That motherfucker, when people were criticizing the movie Don't Look Up, he's like, man, fuck him. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I love that fucking movie. But no, he was talking about people criticizing the message of the movie, which whatever. Yeah, they'll get over it. But Ron Perlman, I would love seeing him play a character like Galactus. Or what's another one I think he could do? Because like I said, CG, you can do whatever you want these days.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting here trying to think of like anything else. Like there is a character I would want to play, but I know it wouldn't work. Just because of I know people wouldn't give him a fair chance. But considering how old Magneto is supposed to be, I wouldn't mind him playing Magneto. Like if they actually got him to play Magneto, I'd be into it. Just because.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna get Ian McKellen, you got Sir Ian McKellen playing this motherfucker. He was already good and fucking grown and old when he started playing Magneto. I think it's perfectly reasonable that a guy Ron Perlman's age could do it too. Also considering that he does meet at least one of the prerequisites. To play the role. If I'm not mistaken, Ron Perlman is Jewish. But also, Carter, do you remember Beauty and the Beast?
You got to be more specific than that.
No. I mean, the TV show Beauty and the Beast. Do you remember it?
On CW?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be more specific.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna pull it up. I want y'all to see something. Bruh. That's Ron Perlman, dog.
Oh wow.
That's Ron Perlman.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
I remember actually, he was on an interview and someone was talking about like, oh yeah, people might know you from shows like this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody brought up, yeah, you also might remember from like Beauty and the Beast. And he was like, that lets me know that you, like, because the person was young.
Shit, Sarah, I'm not even trying to focus on him. I'm looking at Sarah Connor right now.
Yeah, no, Sarah Connor, dude, that show was fucking lit. I used to watch the fuck out of the show. But he was saying that, yeah, that lets me know that your mom was really into me.
Wow.
Because the person who brought up Beauty and the Beast wasn't old enough to actually have ever seen or known about Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I guess Carter, if you don't mind, can you take a question or so for me? I gotta answer a call.
Okay. Look at this Discord real quick, real fast. Let me see. What y'all in here talking about? I don't like that question. That question is unappealing. That question's ugly. Ew, I don't want to answer any Power Rangers question. I don't watch Nick Jr. anymore. What is wrong with y'all in these questions, people? Goodness gracious. Yes, that's the one I was talking about. The Elite CW tried to remake that show with Kristen Crook. Let me see what y'all talking about here. Heard the news about Tom Brady? Yes, I just heard that he is finally hanging the boots up. I would have given him one more season. I don't like when good quarterbacks, they take a L and then decide to go. But I mean, he had a fantastic season. He is the GOAT QBs, but he did the same thing Brett Favre did. It kind of made me sad. Don't Look Up was fucking dope. Don't want to even hear anything else. Yeah, that was great. Don't Look Up was great. A lot of people don't know it had an after credit ending. I hope movies don't start doing that now. Movies that don't necessarily need after credit endings got an after credit ending, although that ending was fucking funny.
Oh no, it was hilarious. It was fucking
But I know a lot of people who watched that movie, it just pissed them off because of how that could very well happen. Because Bishop and Katie watched it, Ernie, and were heated.
Well, but the thing is,
people are so fucking stupid.
Well, no, that's the thing. I think that was kind of the point because the movie plays out the way it probably would have played out in real life. People would have ignored it. Just the same shit people are doing right now. I mean, people are ignoring fucking COVID. People called it a hoax for the better part of a year and a half, and there are some people who are still calling it a hoax. And I think a meteor plummeting towards Earth, they'd probably do the same thing, even if they could just look up in the sky and see it. But yeah.
Here's a question for you. I personally think this is an easy one. U.S. Agent versus Peacemaker deathmatch. Who you got?
Wait, U.S. Agent versus Peacemaker deathmatch? You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna give it to Peacemaker.
Okay.
Because, well, I don't know. I mean, it depends. U.S. Agent is.
He does have that super soldier juice now.
He got that juice. He does have the juice. Nah, you know what?
Joint.
I can see it.
Not the Red Bull. He don't even have the Monster. He got the Rip It. Remember
He got the Rip
You remember Rip It?
Oh my God. Oh no.
The
Fuck it. I give it to U.S. Agent. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, because he got the juice. He got the juice. He's like Omar Epps at the end of Juice. You got the juice now, kid.
Oh God. Oh no, I think Peacemaker will go ahead and knock his ass off that balcony. I don't know, man.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I think U.S. Agent would beat the fuck out of him, but Peacemaker would probably go harder in the paint.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking of like secondary characters because nobody likes U.S. Agent. So I think Peacemaker, if we're taking the show into consideration here, he would have Vigilante on his back. If you're taking the comics into consideration,
yeah.
He gonna have the Suicide Squad. So yeah, I'm thinking he'd make it work.
Yeah, he gonna catch that L.
But yeah, U.S. Agent is a super soldier, so I can understand why you would absolutely say, yeah, no, yeah, Peacemaker would get pieced up.
Yeah. We got another one here. What was it? Urban Person Strong Style asked, what Marvel DC universe or what Marvel DC Industries would you want to be sponsored by? This is a paid comment sponsored by the Orcus organization making mankind faster, stronger, better. I guess I see what they mean with the question. Like if I could pick, like I guess I'm assuming like if I could have the Blerd Cave sponsored by a comic book organization. Definitely well, I definitely don't want to be sponsored by the mutant killing organization. I tell you what, just because it would have ominous implications, I'd want to be sponsored by the Beyond Corporation. Maybe I can get closer to them agents of hate. You know, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then next says, which version of Rangers would you recommend to watch next? Ooh, okay. They said they're almost done with Ginga Man. That is from the homie Rough Rider. Okay, so I guess I'm going to preface everything that I'm about to say. For those that don't know what Ginga Man, they don't know what Ginga Man is. Ginga Man is the Japanese television show. It was a Seiju Sentai Ginga Man. It was the show that basically was used to make Power Rangers, was it In Space or Lost Galaxy? I always get the two mixed up. But this show, more or less. I would say if it were me, if I were a gambling man, if you have not done so, I would say maybe if you haven't already watched Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger, that is the one that I would recommend next if it were me. But if you are a real one, you probably already if you're a real one, you've probably already watched this one. But to me, this is the most lit season of Super Sentai, period, hands down. It's a legacy season, 35th anniversary. There's a lot of callback to all the previous seasons of Super Sentai, so the characters can turn into like all the different Rangers from the past. So it's a solid, very solid season of Super Sentai. Another one that I would recommend if you haven't done so already is Time Ranger. If you haven't done Time Ranger, which this one's if it's not painfully obvious, if it's not painfully obvious, this one is was it Time Force? The Power Rangers Time Force. But yeah, Time Ranger is awesome. It's really awesome. Also, it gets into some dark shit. Some very dark shit. That was a good one. And even though I don't see a lot of people talk about this one a lot, but Denji Sentai Mega Ranger is another one of my personal favorites. If you have not seen that one, I think maybe this was the one that was in space. I think Mega Ranger was. I always get them mixed up. Anyway, Mega Ranger, I believe, was the one that was supposed to be the in space series. But the funny thing about it is, most people don't know, if you actually watch the Japanese version, not about space. It's actually about video games. These are the characters they play are basically from a video. The Rangers they become are from a video game, a fighting game, no less. But I would recommend this one. It's a really good one. It kind of goes like typically Super Sentai series. They are predicated on adults. Most of the characters are usually adults. They're not teenagers usually. Yeah. This is one of the few where they actually are teenagers. And then if you really want a dynamic change, I cannot recommend it enough. It's also one of the only Super Sentai series, one of the few Tokusatsu series, period, where there's a black character. Go figure. There's actually a black actor on the show, kind of acts as like the mentor figure for the group. But this one is oh god, it has a really long ass fucking name. Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Pat Ranger.
These names, man.
Yeah, they're long. Basically, it's cops and robbers. I'm not bullshitting. It's so basically what it is, you have the Lupin Rangers, which are the thieves, and the Pata Rangers are the cops. So and they're pitted against one another, and then eventually they come together, realize, hey, maybe we're on the same side. Also, I love the fact that it kind of makes me think of Persona whenever I watch the season, because the Lupin Rangers are often referred to as Phantom Thieves. But yeah, all good shows. You can't pick a bad one. You cannot pick a bad one. I would also say, if you want a really silly season, watch Kaku Ranger. That's the ninja one. Remember the when they had the Ninja Zords and shit? They actually, the Kaku Ranger outfits were actually what they used to make the Alien Ranger show. Like, remember they had the Aqua, whatever the fuck they called them, the fucking Aquatarian. Motherfuckers with the fucked up heads. That was actually from Kaku Ranger. But Kaku Ranger was more of a comedy series. Not 100%, but had a lot of silly comedy elements in it. But it was a fun show. Very fun show. Also, I think it's the instance where they actually made a monster that looked like the female gremlin from Gremlins 2.
I fucking hate it. I'm not watching that.
It was really fucking weird.
I'm not watching that. That movie still fucking terrifies me, and I'm 33.
Look, she's sitting here looking just like puffing the lips up at you and made the tiggos get.
I'm making my skin crawl. Ugh.
Sorry. Anyway. Anyway, yes. Oh yes. Also, Kaku Ranger. Yeah, the theme song. It is a bop. It is a bop. That shit hits. Kaku Ranger. Honestly, a lot of them have really good theme songs, but Kaku Ranger, that motherfucker hits. Also, Die Ranger, but I know, Rough Rider, you say you've watched Die Ranger. Die Ranger has one of my favorite ones. But yeah, Die Ranger's fucking awesome. Let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, Time Force and original Japanese is hardcore. Yes, it is. The current run of Power Rangers on TV, I have not watched. I have not watched. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because the version that they're doing, which I think it's called Dino Fury. Okay. It's based off the Japanese season of Ryu Soldier. And I literally just watched it. So I would literally just be rewatching what I've already seen, but with English voices, and I don't want to do that. Because a lot of times, while the shows do deviate a lot, they do regurgitate a lot of the same plots, even when they recast the characters and all that other stuff. And I just don't want to be bothered. I've already seen it, and I might wait a while. Like, my kid will probably want to watch it at some point because she loves dinosaurs. But honestly, she doesn't mind watching the Japanese one, so it almost is no point. Even though she has no clue what the fuck they're saying. She can read the subtitles, but she's a good reader now, but she's not fast enough to keep up with subtitles on that level. But yeah, let's see here. Let's go back a little bit. The Hidden says, should Miles Morales be in an MCU movie with Holland Spider-Man, since he was name dropped in Homecoming, or should Miles appear in a Sony movie with Andrew's Spidey, since they focus on DNA alterations? I think you could do one with Holland. I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility. I just think that if you do one with Miles, you introduce Miles, I just think you need to be careful to introduce them correctly, for one. And don't have too much going on in the movie. Like, if Miles is in the movie, I kind of think Miles should be the focus of the movie to a degree. But don't try and have him in there and then have like 20 other villains and then 20 other supporting characters in. I think like just have Miles as the chief supporting character if you're going to introduce him in one of the Tom Holland movies or any other Spider-Man movie that has another Spider-Man in it. And don't try and like introduce like too many characters. I
still say they should just like get it off of the Spider-Verse films, and the world gets turned into this live action kind of shit.
Okay,
that's the route I think they could go. Yeah.
Rob Taylor says, "Where on earth are you finding these? I've only seen the complete original Ranger series on like Tubi or something." Okay, so here's the thing: if you go on Tubi and just type in Sentai, you will pull up most of the original series. Hurricaneger, you'll pull up Mega Ranger, you'll pull up Die Ranger. Honestly, it's the only way you can watch Die Ranger because it was never they never adapted Die Ranger. They only used the Zords and the costumes. Actually, I don't even think they used the costumes. I think they just used the Zords. Yeah, they only used the Zords. The closest they got to adapting Die Ranger was the White Ranger. The White Ranger was from Die Ranger, which is why they kind of ran out of footage for the White Ranger. Let's see here. Let's see. Gunmel says, "How do you watch it? I've been trying to find a site. Can you put it in the chat?" Okay, this one's easy. Just go to Tubi TV. Tubi.tv. That's the site. I'll link it. But if you go to Tubi here, Tubi.tv, there will be ads, but they're there. Most of them are there. They also just recently added Kamen Rider. They've had the original first season of Kamen Rider from back in the 70s, and then they added Kamen Rider Kuga. And now they also have Kamen Rider 01, which is about 2 seasons prior. And they also added Kamen Rider Ryuki, which is, for those who don't know, it was adapted here in the States called Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. That's actually one of my favorite Kamen Rider seasons is Ryuki. So definitely worth a watch. And they added some of the Kamen Rider movies to Tubi TV as well. So, like, Tubi TV has been slowly stacking Super Sentai and Kamen Rider over the last, like, couple of years. So, definitely worth it. And also, Amazon Prime has, like, a premium, like, channel that you can get. I'm not saying go get it, but if you want to see more stuff like that, they have a premium channel for it. I forget the name of it though. I think it's like Toku something or I forget, but it's easy enough to find. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm looking back. I'm going back and looking through for some more questions. I see somebody. I saw Bill just put one in here. Let's see here. Where is here it is. Bill asked, "Do you think Emma knew who Dr. Stasis was after reading Scott's mind because of his connection to Jumbo?" And by Jumbo, we're talking about Jumbo Carnation. And then, of course, a further clarification. The reason I asked was because of Dr. Stasis' murder board from issue number 1. I think Emma probably has an idea of who it is. Because let's just put this out here. It's painfully obvious after issue number 7 that Emma is likely the one who wiped Ben Urich's memory. And if Emma wiped his memory, she likely knows who Dr. Stasis is. Or because she wiped away his knowledge that Ben Urich had about all the stuff that he knew. Clearly, she probably looked into who he got the information from. I would like to believe Emma saw who he got the information from. It's an assumption, but I think it's a safe one. That said, what are they going to do with that going forward? I have a lot of questions myself, because at the end of that issue, we saw Dr. Stasis had access to an outfit that looked like Cyclops had recently worn. Like, I don't know, he seems to have this really weird obsession with Cyclops. And it makes me wonder, like what's up with him? Like who is this guy? Like what's his deal? You know, like, why is he hyper focused on this one X-Man, especially when all this other shit's going on? But I think in the next, I'm calling it now, I think by the time we get to issue 10, maybe, actually no, hey back, I'm gonna say issue 9, I think we're gonna have a better idea of who Dr. Stasis is. And I think he's gonna surprise. I think it's gonna be a big, because I mean, up to this point, Jerry Duggan and Pepe Larraz have gone well and out of their way to never show us what he looks like, and I think there's a reason for that. Something is going on here, and man, I don't want to sound like a fucking crackpot's conspiracy nut job, but just based on like just how focused he's on Cyclops, part of me did kind of start to wonder if he's somehow connected to Cyclops in some way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. And also, you know, even though we did see on the murder board, we saw the whole thing, you know, the evidence of Cyclops being killed. Man, I got questions. Because, you know, if you don't see a body, you know, like, we didn't ever actually see the body. Like, he got killed off camera, or off panel in House of X. But yeah, I don't know. It just, you know, there was a thing that was kind of going around that was making the rounds. It was something, a plot point that even Jonathan Hickman put out there about the possibility of people being brought back who weren't actually dead. It's something that's been a plot point that's been kind of hinted at and teased at. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes up here, and that's all I'll say. That's as far as I'll go. The Elite X1 says, do you think the Blade MCU film will be a team up with Black Knight fighting vampires? Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world if he did have Kit Harington, you know, on deck, you know, as Dane Whitman. Maybe I don't think it should be like a huge role though. I think it should be one of those things like maybe like another cameo, like maybe like somewhere towards the end, maybe he reaches out to Dane, or maybe, you know, something happens where them crossing paths again, or maybe like, you know, he ends up helping him out in the end. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the next time we saw Black Knight wasn't in an Eternals movie, but it was in the Blade movie. I wouldn't be surprised. Though, to be fair, the only reason Blade was in that post-credit scene of Eternals had nothing to do with future plans. It was strictly because Chloe Zhao really likes Mahershala Ali as an actor, and she had access to him, and she could make him come in as Blade. That's why she did it. It's the same reason why, if you watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the reason why Captain Marvel is present in that post-credit scene is because the director has history with Brie Larson, and he wanted her to be a part of it. So that, like, there was no connection to any larger overarching narrative. It just kind of happens out that way. Let's see here. What else we got? Should Marvel's Diablo be brought into the MCU? Maybe. You know, here's the thing. I don't know if the world would be ready for that. Because I feel like if you're going to introduce a character like that, just put in Mephisto and be done with it. I don't know if I'd go as far as to throw in Diablo. I mean, it could work. But Marvel's good at taking obscure ass motherfuckers and making people give half-ass fuck about them. Let's see here. Let's see. So wait, will the Black Knight revealed as a mutant be joining the Knights of Ten or making her way into the X line in the future, just like Sword did? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's that one was because I never did finish. I never did finish Death of Doctor Strange, the Black Knight. But I mean, maybe. I mean, it's otherworld shenanigans. So maybe, possibly. But I'm gonna have to go back and read it. But yeah, I mean, it could be a thing. I mean, shit. If you're a mutant, I mean, that's clearly a free pass to get some Cohen shenanigans going on. Though to be fair, in the past there have been characters that have been mutants that have never even so much as sniffed at the X-Men. I think we can see Patriot in the next Captain America. Most certainly, we've technically, I mean, we'll as a character, we've seen the character, pre-Patriot in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I mean, it definitely stands to reason he'll be in Captain America 4, to some degree or another. Let's see here, and let's see. Does anyone think the movie Dracula Untold should connect with MCU's Blade? No, I hope not. Black Knight, a mutant. Oh, okay. So what they're referring to is his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Dane himself, I don't think is. I think it's his daughter. They're talking about. And then here, let's be the last one. This says, considering that every Tom Holland Spider-Man has a guest character from the greater MCU, case in point, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and since it's inevitable, who would you like to see in future movies? If we're gonna see a character that gets, I guess as a guest character, I've always said Shuri, but with the benefit of knowing that we have Ironheart on the way, I wouldn't mind Ironheart. Or Miss Marvel making an appearance. So typically, I guess the characters he encounters are usually older than him. So maybe it should be a younger... But I think a younger character might be a nice change of pace. Let Spider-Man be the elder statesman rather than being the one getting mentored. But anyway, Carter, that's the show. Carter, what you got going on this week, man? You got anything on the horizon?
I'm thinking about checking out that Damon X Machina. Something I used to do on Twitch, but I used to just call him an hour in. I try something out for an hour, see if I like it, see if I want to continue playing it. If not, we were just gonna do something else. I'm thinking about playing that, but I don't know for sure. So just keep an eye out for Twitch.
Okay. I'm about to say, I think we might be playing some GTFO later. Adam hit me up. So we might be getting on that a little later on. Though it might be late. You might be at work. Because I know Adam don't get free till after 11 sometimes. But we might jump on that. Maybe some Fortnite, because we still trying to unlock Spider-Man. I'm trying to get that Future Foundation Spider-Man suit. But other than that, yeah, no, I got nothing. There's nothing on the horizon except for the same stuff I said last time. We got videos coming up for Black History Month. So there you go. I've added a new one to the list that I'll let be a surprise. But I did kind of mention the ones I was going to do already. Monet, St. Croix's getting a video, obviously. Calvin Ellis, Bronze Tiger, and the New Warrior Silhouette, and then, of course, the other one I'll let remain a secret. But that said, it's time to get out of here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the love, the support, for being here, for hanging out with us, for being awesome, being great, being gracious. And, man, we love you. And most importantly, hope you guys are keeping it plus ultra out there in these streets. We out of here. Bamf.